Hello, and welcome to Film Burnouts, a burning film house podcast. I'm Jacob. I'm a director and a cinematographer. This is Andrew.
Yeah, g'day. I like punk music, do production design, and have directed in the past.
I'm Ben. I just edit and color grade. I don't know why we're laughing at that. I just edit and color grade. That's pretty much all I do. Yeah.
Nice. Hello, I am Miss Hannah Rose Davis.
Yeah,
Whoa, very nice.
I do editing as well. Excuse me.
Taking the music.
Yeah, I do editing as well.
That fridge is just for her.
Yeah, all my apple ciders and leftover drinks. I do editing and location sound recording.
Woo.
Awesome. And today
Oh, here we go.
Oh no.
To get on the sheets.
Take on.
we are reviewing the film Men.
Men.
Oh no, you just left her on red, mate.
Oh, fuck.
Wonderful.
Oh my god, actually,
That was a
hit a
mistake.
point that hasn't been hit for a while.
What?
That's very
A
good.
point that hasn't been hit in a while, huh?
That tingled. Yeah.
Those are tingles.
So yeah, Men.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Fucking great things.
Okay, let's not spoil it. So Men's a film that's coming out. It's coming out June. It's coming out like 8 days from when we're recording this in Australia, but it's already out in America. And we actually got the chance to see it early. We nearly missed the cinema. We went to the wrong cinema in the city, so we
It was
finally
a very panicked fucking drive.
Yeah,
after
it was
that.
a very quick Uber by me.
yeah. So we eventually got there, and we watched this film premiere in Australia. I guess it wasn't like the official Sydney premiere, but it was a like a Victorian premiere, I guess.
Yeah, it was still like a full 2 weeks before release, so
Yeah,
it's a pretty good
absolutely.
premiere.
Yeah.
Palace
and,
Cinemas, if you're ever in Melbourne and you want to see something earlier than everyone else, go to Palace.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had an interesting time there. We're gonna go through pretty much the entire film, not too deep. But
Yeah, obviously with every film podcast, you obviously recommend to just watch the film. Like, it's going to be more entertaining for you.
Absolutely.
We're going to go through it beat by beat, just so you guys get an understanding. And this is kind of more helpful when we watch or review movies more like Everything Everywhere All at Once. That movie is fucking hectic. So when we
Can't
do that,
wait to do that episode. Jesus Christ.
oh my god.
I can wait, to be honest. Jeez Louise.
But in terms of our spoiler-free review, I will say be careful the expectation you go in watching it. If you go in with the right expectation, you could really enjoy it. But it does have a lot of tonal changes towards the end of the film, which I personally feel lets the film down a little bit. It's still, I think it's getting, right now everyone's, at least when we recorded this, everyone's leaning more towards it's shit. I don't think it's quite shit, but I think the tonal change at the end really affects it. I don't know. What do you think, Andy?
I'll say if you're a fan of A24, you definitely get a lot of similar content. The build up in this film is incredible. It has you on the edge of the seat right up until the last 15 minutes where you want to get out of your seat and leave. It's got incredible cinematography. It's well shot. It's well directed. It's just not fully cooked. What do you got, Ben?
I think it's one of the most beautifully lit films I've seen in the past decade. Like, in terms of like A24, we've seen a lot of A24 films this year. They've done it all pretty well, but there's specific scenes or specific location in particular. Thanks, buddy. There's a specific I can't say that word.
The continent?
Specific location where they shoot in, and I think it's the most beautiful lighting I've ever seen. But definitely, dude, I know this is like an MA15 plus film. Don't take your 15-year-old into it.
No.
No, it should be R.
This needs to be R.
I don't care how mature your 15-year-old is. Don't take him in, all right?
All the
Because
Karens out there.
all the Karens
Just
out
a
there.
lot.
He'll be
There's
curled up on the playground,
The
like
kid will be
talking
crying.
to know who I am.
The kid will be crying.
for
He'll
Every
be-
aspect
yeah.
you could think that could make something R is R level. So the swearing, there's a shit ton of swearing.
Sexual
No pun intended.
content,
Nudity,
gore
there's a
to
lot
the-
of nudity.
So much gore.
Yeah. Hannah?
I don't have much to say for it either. I was definitely left the theatre speechless. So very beautiful film as well from the first no spoilers. From like the first 5 minutes of the film, it was just like, oh, it's just beautiful, and some slow-mo shots as well were really good. But leaving it, I kind of wanted to leave. Like, 30 minutes into
Yeah.
it.
Really? That
Not
early?
into it, like
30 minutes
before it
into it,
finished.
yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't really have a sense of time in that film. It was just very.
Yeah,
The thing is, when we kind of beat by beat plotted it down, you realize that the tonal change happens in the last 15 minutes of this film.
You can tell the moment when the gin shots start to fucking kick in for the
Yeah.
writer. Like it just
Yeah.
gets intense.
Dude had fun writing that film.
Yeah. I reckon that probably ends about as much as we can say without going into spoilers. But definitely check it out if you're interested or you like his other stuff, this director's other stuff. He also did Annihilation and Ex Machina,
Oh wow.
which were both masterpieces. So this is a weird one for him. But I guess that ends what I'm going to say spoiler free. What about you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I think
I think we hit it all.
I think we get into this kind of breakdown, and there's a lot to go through.
Oh yeah.
Which we won't like hold on too many things, but if we do have points, we will focus on them. But I think you can get us started, mate. Start us off with the
Well,
beginning.
before we go
sentence.
into the film spoiler, we've got to go into our cocktail of the
God.
day. So today we have stuck to the coaster.
Oh, we're
that's
drinking
not-
it.
Free coaster.
Jeez. Free coke. What is this shit, man? Hello, everyone. Today we're making a rendition of the Vampire's Kiss cocktail. Very, very exciting stuff, I know. Now, we're going to grab our cocktail glass first of all. Now, you're going to get yourself a little dish of water, if you can, any dish, it will do. You dip that bad boy in a bit of water there, alright? Make sure you get the edge nice and wet. Alright, then we're going to cross the sugar here. We're going to coat the edge in a bit of sugar. If this wants to work. Well, I actually did pretty well. There we go, perfect. Now, perfect. It's a bit difficult for first timers. Now, we're going to place that bad boy here. We're going to come across to our liquors of the day. We've got some Chambord here, which is our raspberry liqueur. Very, very nice. We've got our vodka. Every cocktail needs vodka. And we also have our yellowtail Prosecco here, or you can use any sort of sparkling wine or, sparkling water if you wish. Any sort of that. So we're going to get into the actual making of the beverage now. Now go grab your shot glass. All right, make sure you got that on standby. We're going to get this beautiful boy right here, the Chambord. Lovely drink. How's it? Oh, there we go. Got it eventually. We're going to grab that bad boy there, place that down. Now we're going to do half a shot of this, alright? For the alcoholics out there, only half a shot for now. But don't worry, we'll return to this bad... Oh, that's more than half a shot. Alright. We're going to tip that bad boy in there. Nice slow pouring motion there. Fantastic. Leave that one there. Making sure we're covering up our beverages here. We'll return to the Chambord later on. Now, everyone's fan favourite, bit of vodka. All right, the Russian liquor of choice. We're going to come over here. We're going to go initially one full shot. All right, so one shot of vodka. Tip that bad boy. Ooh, yep, caught it. All right, all that bad boy can go in there. And then just wait. We're going to go another half a shot. All right, so Alcoholics Anonymous. Okay, that's a bit much, but that's all right. We'll tuck that in there. All right, this can be for one of our friends. All right, we're going to leave that one there. Now, this is where the fun begins, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to get this Prosecco. Now, this was previously shaken, and it is quite annoying to get off. All right, so you're going to prepare yourself. I'm actually kind of scared myself here, but that was disappointing. All right, well we're gonna do a full 1.5 shots again of this lovely yellowtail Prosecco. All right, we're gonna tip. There we go, big boy. Tip that bad boy in there. All right, looking good so far. That sugar really does add to it. I will admit the sugar is a very, very nice addition. And then to tip it off, another half a shot there as well. Fantastic. Now, that's not all. Just wait. We'll add that bad boy back there. Remember this one from earlier? The Chambord. All right. We're gonna twist this bad boy off. Bada bing. We're gonna add another half a shot there. All right. Oh, I'm actually shaking. Okay. Nailed it. All right, half a shot. Nailed it. And ladies and gentlemen, that there is a fantastic masterpiece, a rendition of the Vampire's Kiss. You can make this at home. Drink responsibly. And cheers. I'm not going to drink it, because otherwise I'll be an alcoholic. My first try, mate. Hey, look, that ain't too bad first try. I'm not gonna lie.
I forgot what it's called.
You forgot what it's called.
You murder.
Give me a second. I forgot what it's called.
Hang on, sorry.
Gore and blood.
This is
Stuffing blood.
there's a lot of red liquid. Well,
Vampire Kiss Martini.
we should
Which has a-
preface.
It's a slight variation on that,
Yeah.
but that's essentially what it is. And you go.
I was going to say, we should preface that every podcast there'll be a different themed drink.
Yeah.
So I bet for everything everywhere all at once, you can probably assume there's going to be a lot of shit to do with it.
Gonna
But
have
this
a lot in there.
one, red themed. We're not going to explain why.
Well, you'll
Watch
find
the
out
film.
why.
Oh, you will find out towards the end of this. But watch the film because you'll enjoy it. I think we take a sip.
Yeah.
I think we get into it. So, this.
Cheers.
Oh, jeez. Mm. Oh no! Oh yeah, it's like jam donut.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's not too bad actually.
Hearing
That's
everyone
fucking
go,
amazing.
It's kind of hard to eat with the salt around, the sugar around it.
Yeah, you got to try and lick off like one side of the sugar.
I mean,
I tried a what's that that cocktail and you put salt around the rim?
It's a shit. We should know this. Margarita.
Yeah, we're
yeah.
alcoholics. We should know.
I remember when we
I mean,
tried.
we're
making-
literally our theme. Like our podcast has cocktails.
We would not have done a podcast if we weren't plastered. But anyway, that's
Yeah.
beside the point. So I think we should get into the film.
All right,
See
so
what
let's
happens.
start it off. We open with Jessie Buckley is our main protagonist of this story. She plays Harper, a recently widowed individual. We do
Putting it
find
lightly.
out that it wasn't like a divorce or anything. It was what's called a I mean, it was actually both. It was both a divorce and a physical separation from this world.
yeah. I mean, we can talk about it without spoiling it. Like there was an altercation. There was pretty much blackmail. Trigger warning.
This movie is a
this
massive
movie is full of
trigger.
trigger warnings.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you what.
Sorry to cut in.
No, it's good. There was obviously an altercation. I can't remember if it's in the first scene. It was all
No,
written here.
we'll go through it. I put it
Yeah.
out, but I mean, this is not the spoiler-free area, so we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Basically,
An altercation with a fence.
no. Let's go through it beat by beat. So we meet Harper as we opening shot. We watch Harper watch her husband fall from the balcony. Arguably,
Beautiful.
probably one of the best shots in the entire film, and we open with it, which is crazy. I don't know if that says good things or bad things about the film. It's such a beautiful shot, though.
Oh yeah.
If you guys watched the trailer, then you would have seen the shot. But that's how we open the film. I don't know how to properly pronounce the husband's name. Papa Esudua.
I reckon you nailed it, dude.
Yeah, I reckon.
you got it.
Anyway, but that's what we open with, and then instantly from there, it's almost like light music as she drives her car through the countryside.
Montage of her driving.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the car montage.
Oh, that was shocking.
so
It
weird.
was almost like it turned into a car ad.
Yeah, we talked so much about the cinematography and everything, and then there's just this car montage that just
And-
like crap.
And most of it is drone footage as well.
It's some like 13-year-old COD montage. Like some kids like just got over the top like do like.
Like anything you can think of for stylistic, it's not that. It's literally just a drone following a car. through the countryside. Nothing stylistic about
Yeah,
it.
like the actor probably isn't in the car. They just chase some poor grandma like down the M1. Like,
She does drive a little grandma car. But she arrives at a rental home and she meets our first other character, really, other than James.
The best character in the film.
Like the main,
Yes.
the main character. Basically, Roy Kinnear. If you guys have seen the actual trailer or anything, you realize that he plays multiple characters in this film.
Yeah.
But the first character we meet is Jeffrey, who is a weird but a bit off-putting,
Just unusual.
but overall like friendly. It's so weird the way he acts this character. He's meant to be the rental home owner that is giving Harper like his home to stay in while she grieves for her husband. But he has such a weird off-putting, like he's weirdly like.
stare. It's a stare that he has, and
But even the way he talks, like you guys would have seen if you guys have watched the trailer. Sorry, I keep harping on about the trailer.
No,
but there's
no,
a moment in the trailer where he goes like, "Apple from the tree."
No.
No. Mustn't do that. Mustn't do
Bad
that.
fruit. What is it?
Forbidden
Bad
fruit.
fruit.
And then he
Forbidden
goes-
fruit, yeah.
Just kidding. Just joking.
Just kidding.
and that's his vibe the entire film.
yeah, he's very Northern English country sort
Oh,
of
yeah.
over the top, and it's a joy to watch. But at times you feel very uncomfortable around him, and like not around him in the sense of if you were there, you were like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh, I was just going to say, I guess Jacob already kind of... Yeah, you're very munchin'. I could hear
sorry.
ASMR.
Well, good thing we can turn down different audio tracks.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed. No, I'm joking.
Hi, future editor.
I was just going to say, it was kind of like... So...
Don't just spill it there.
Just kind of like what Jacob said, how he's a very uncomfortable character and all that stuff, but oh shit, no.
I thought you said he's you.
Yeah. All right,
No.
that's not a good sign.
Yeah. Would you describe him as charming in a weird way?
No, because like as soon as I...
You fucking charmed me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that's fair. It's different for each people, but as soon as he entered the screen, I was just like, nah, his makes me very uncomfortable, and I think they were given a very uncomfortable relationship, Harper and Jeffrey, as soon as he mistook her husband still being with her, if that makes sense.
That was very brilliantly acted, that bit.
Yeah. And that kind of put off my vibes from him. Like, yeah, he might look presentable, but hearing that is just kind of like, nah, put me off him. Anyway,
so what Hannah's referring to is a moment when she arrives at the rental house where Jeffrey goes, where's Mr. Marlowe? Where's your husband? Because she booked it under Mrs. Marlowe. And she pretends that she's divorced when in reality her husband's dead, which she does bring up later. But there's a lot of red herrings, I would say, in this movie where stuff gets brought up and it just doesn't really get answered, at least not in anything meaningful.
I think I was gonna say, bringing back like the whole Jeffrey thing and the marriage thing. I'm pretty sure it is in this scene about the piano. At least when she first mentions the piano, and we did a bit of research on this because in one of the opening scenes when she's meeting Jeffrey, they're giving a tour of the house. Jeffrey's showing around, showing her the ropes, and says, "Oh, there's a they call it baby
grand,
baby grand,
something like that,
a mini grand, something like that, a little
beautiful piano.
Yeah, beautiful." And he said, "Oh, do you play?" And she's like, "No." But then, like 20 minutes later, 15, like once he leaves, she's busting out this tune. She's absolutely, and we did a bit of research. That was actually improv. I don't know if you guys were actually there when we spoke about it, but actually
I
improv.
remember, yeah.
Yeah. So that was a completely improvised scene, but
by Jessie Buckley, she just started playing the piano, and the director was like, "Film it," and now it's in the film, but it completely contradicts the plot that they made earlier, where she says she can't play the piano.
They justified it in the interview, stating that like, oh, that's a side of her she's keeping to herself, but I wish they dragged that out in a bit.
And you can tell almost that it wasn't written into the script. It was something decided on the day.
If you're gonna have a character that's hiding who they are and parts of themselves, you need to.
Well, I feel like they do definitely go through that to an extent with Harper, but she's hiding in a different way. She's more hiding her own grief and guilt.
She's hiding the grief more than she is herself. Yeah.
Well, we keep going through. After she meets Jeffrey and she gets settled in, Jeffrey leaves and she FaceTimes her friend, which is there's only four actors in this entire film, and two of those actors are barely in it, like minimal. But we FaceTimes her friend Riley, played by Gail Rankins. I'm sorry if I...
Good work, man. Yeah, very sorry, Gail.
Dude, at least I wrote down the actor's name. Okay. You had no idea, bro.
Oh, God. Get a bit of tension here.
Who we can see instantly is Harper's...
I'm sitting here.
I'm fucking talking through the story. I'm going to take another you talk through I've been going through the plot points. I'm going to do the first 15 minutes.
Sorry, mate, keep going.
I'm a little tipsy already. This drink is very strong. As you guys saw it when we made it for you, it's all alcohol. Why are we giggling?
Nah, there's no mixer, bro. It's so dangerous. Maybe the cider can be the mixer.
Fuck your liver.
What would you say?
Yeah, the cider can be the liver. Sorry, keep going.
Keep going, Jacob.
Harper FaceTimes. We got to get rid of these coasters. They're dog shit, dude.
We'll get actual proper ones, like wood ones.
Harper FaceTimes her friend, who we see is Harper's support system. Her name is Riley. The FaceTime, there's a really good moment at the start, which you could... I love, because I don't know if you... Obviously, you guys don't know yet, but Ben hates horror films. Like, he cannot stand them. So I don't know how he even convinced him to watch this one.
He was pretty game for this one. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's because I was drunk
Style.
already. Well, the thing is, either that or the Bulldogs Geelong game, and that turned out to be a really good game. So I'm kind of disappointed I went,
Yeah.
but
You didn't
yeah,
go.
We're your
I
best friends.
okay, yeah. Well, we could have gone to that game anyway.
Yeah, we literally would have gone
Yeah, exactly.
together
Yeah.
to any of these things.
Exactly.
We just made
Um,
But I
different
think you
choices.
need to drink a bit more, buddy.
Okay, mate. Anyway, so yeah, I hate horror movies. Like, I'm fine with gore. I love Saw. But anything that's trying to scare me, I'm not watching it. I like Jordan Peele. Love him. Love his films. Love his TV shows. But like the some of the scenes in Us was like scary enough for me. That was enough for me. So going into this, the first half of this film, like I'm not generalizing, but a lot of these scenes, especially this scene we're talking about now with the FaceTime of a friend. She's basically walking through a house, this rental house, and showing her friend, the joint, showing her what's up, and was he there? No.
No. It was
Naked.
after which, and she shows the friend around, and all of a sudden there's a
Phone
glitch.
glitches.
The FaceTime starts to glitch, and it cuts in and out between shots of the friend screaming at the top of her lungs, kind of reminiscing of something that we witnessed later.
Reminiscing of the opening scene, actually, as well.
Oh, it's the opening scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I actually didn't see it.
Yeah, so... No,
I was
you
actually-
did. I remember you saw it and you go, oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I
but
stepped forward, I was
the
like,
phone
"Oh,
breaks
fuck
up, and in between the phone breaking up, you see flashes of her like screaming.
That's good impersonation.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a pretty good impersonation.
Thanks, man. Oh wait.
And a happy birthday to you too.
But yeah. So that was probably the first actual moment where this film kind of, obviously it was unsettling with Jeffrey, but this was the first moment where this film kind of distinguished itself under horror.
Mm-hmm.
We then flash back right after this scene where she FaceTimes her friend to Harper arguing with James about getting a divorce, and oh my
Beautiful.
god, this is the best acting in the entire movie.
Yeah, James is incredible, and the main character Harper. My God, they absolutely smashed it out of the park in demonstrating pure emotion in this scene, and pain, just the rawness of. There's few times that I've witnessed in film where you really feel like you are just as awkward as them being in that moment.
So yeah, there was so much like awkward silence, but like there was, and this was the scene about the blackmail, wasn't it?
So this is where we kind of understand what Harper's position, because we see James say, if we get a divorce, I'm going to kill myself. And we've seen him
there's
fall
so
from
much
the balcony
silence after
already.
that as well. There was so much silence after that. It's
Yeah,
like,
the whole cinema was quiet.
you
It
can't
was-
do that to me. You can't do that to me. Yeah.
You
Very,
want
very well
everyone.
done. Very well written, but very well acted as well. You can have a great script and shit actors and it
And
won't
it
pay off.
instantly recontextualizes the opening scene, and her telling Jeffrey that she's like divorced.
Yeah.
It instantly recontextualized that. Like that first 15 minutes, you kind of understand, and then you're like, holy shit, this film is going somewhere amazing. At this point, I'm down. Like, this film is...
Yeah, this motherfucker looked at me halfway through the film and just went, "This is amazing." he was invested.
But anyway, I'll let Andy take on the next 15
Oh
minutes.
God, I can't read for shit. Where?
Oh my god.
15 or 30.
All right, class. Harper
Okay.
goes on a walk through the countryside where she eventually finds a long dark tunnel. This is probably one of the best goddamn scenes in the whole film.
I don't know.
Can we
I don't
agree
know.
with this?
I mean,
loved
Ben
the
loved it,
shit
but
out of
I thought the argument scene was a bit better. But
Again, it's so good when you know this film is going so well. When Ben's fucking squirming in his seat, he's
Yeah.
hiding behind the drink he's drinking, and
Yeah, I was actually
It was-
reading the information label quite. Like, I got to the point where I was like using the cinema light to actually read what was on my beer because I was so scared. And then I think you gave me your beer at one point as well.
yeah,
That was
I
Ben.
don't
I'm
like
joking.
beer.
I adored the scene for its setup. Its audio design was utterly incredible. But it was also the first time that we witnessed the main character kind of not be smart.
There's so many times,
yeah.
bro. She's so dumb.
Yeah, she's a very classic
Horror trope.
Maiden
what's it
in
called?
distress.
Yeah, no, there's
Yeah.
a proper
Not
word
maiden
for it
in
in horror
distress.
word. Well, she is. But,
Damsel.
but
Yeah.
same thing. That's the same
That's-
thing.
that's
But
the same.
there's a word in horror films. They go
Horror
final
tropes.
girl, like the
Yeah.
final girl, and often horror characters, as probably any film watcher knows make stupid fucking decisions, and you're always screaming at them like, why the fuck would you make that choice?
Yeah. And I think it's kind of smart for films for when the main characters...
Refill?
Yeah, of the drink.
Oh, we get
Sorry.
more.
All right.
Get more. Okay, Alcoholics
Look,
Anonymous.
it can absolutely work for
Mine
films
on-
when the main character's stupid and the audience is going, no, and panicking.
Yeah.
But in this sense, as it goes on that these decision making happens, you just get more and more, what the fuck are you doing? But moving forward, like, what did you guys think of that scene? Like, I loved
Sorry,
it.
Han, I didn't realise there was nothing that's...
So our
Do you want
drinks
some?
No, you can
No,
just
no,
swap
keep
mine. I
going,
don't want it. No, it was actually the way, and they do it quite a bit. They use
We'll share, Ben.
no worries, champion. Yeah, go away from me. Thank you. The way that they use diegetic sound as a backing track.
Yeah.
This again, I keep bringing it up, but the trailer shows this as well. The trailer gives away so much of this fucking film. When you watch the film after watching this trailer, you're like, I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, the trailer, like especially the second trailer, like the 2-minute 28 one.
Oh,
They
yeah.
always so much, like everything, like we
They
watched it
they
back.
say don't watch the trailer, but at this point, like as a modern movie watcher, like trailers are part of the film.
Yeah, it's getting very tricky to watch a trailer and it for not to
Spoiling
mess it.
the best moments, but she ends up like calling out into the tunnel. She goes, something like that. But and it keeps popping up on the score, and it's fucking
So
terrifying.
the echo of the tunnel is it playing back, and she starts making this really awesome loop of sounds as she goes ha 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 ha, and like it all makes this orchestra and everything like that. And all of a sudden, you see a shot at the end of the tunnel, and someone stands up from off the ground. Someone has been there the entire time.
Not only that, he makes like a shrieking noise.
And it's echoing and it's getting louder and louder, and you can hear the footsteps on the watery pavement, and you just go, oh.
I was gonna say, do you know what? Maybe that guy just wanted some friends. Maybe, like, do you reckon he's like, oh, finally someone's come to this creepy ass tunnel and is
when
singing
you
for
think
me?
about it, I guess this is a spoiler. None of the horror characters, none of the characters that attack her actually attack her, except for the priest. That guy.
Well, that's a whole different conversation.
We'll get to the priest.
Anyway,
That's when we.
so that scene happens, and she starts to run away. She goes through the forest. She gets lost. She ends up in a different part, and that's when the first time we see the whole bad guy, the whole monster in this film, and it's just a naked dude, and it's a naked dude with the same face as the previous guy character. And Jeffrey.
Same face.
So immediately, and it was kind of funny in the sense of like the
And
audience was kind of
we're
giggling.
talking full naked as well.
Yeah,
by the
like
way.
we're talking. It's just hanging there. And the audience were kind of giggling at this awkward image.
Yeah.
I mean, they were and they weren't, because it was so uncomfortable. Because she ends up, she escapes. She thinks she's left him. She doesn't really know what it was. But she goes to take a picture. She takes a picture, and then he's just there. He's just standing in the frame of the picture, and it's weird.
I think I was actually relieved watching it as well, because I was like, there's some like, demon, demogorgon bastard after her, and then it's just a naked bloke standing there. Like, he ain't got, and it's daytime as well. That added to it as well. I think it would have been, I would have not have watched it if it was at night time.
I think it makes it smart that it's in daytime.
Yeah, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
I could see what was going on.
And then
I think that is another element. Like the horror, all the entire last scene, like the last big horror scene is in nighttime. And I guess that's where you meant to horror rank up. But a horror film that's really good is a horror film that can make you scared when it's daytime. Because everyone associates scary stuff with nighttime.
And then there's the flashback scene where she discovers her unfortunately deceased husband on the pavement outside of their house. The special effects and practical effects in this film on gore is utterly incredible.
It's brutal to watch him hanging there.
Oh, you could tell the whole crowd just jumped. They're like it made everyone's skin crawl. It was not good.
So essentially, he just fell, and then you could see that at some point his hand was out, and it's gone through the spike.
Well, it was
fence.
out because he was reaching for her. Remember?
Yeah, so that hand has been completely
Impaled.
slashed through.
It was kind of
Impaled.
up.
Impaled
He's, like,
and it gone
going
up
like this.
Yeah.
So it's gone slice.
And it's sliced between the two fingers. It's very disgusting. He's broken his ankle.
Mangled.
His in organs are gone.
That is cool.
Yeah, we'll get to
I forgot about his
Have you just
broken ankle.
realised? Yeah. I think one thing also as well, the entire time, and something she battles with as well, is whether or not he actually killed himself or he was actually climbing down from the top balcony to hers. Because when you actually watch it back and look at how he was falling, it's like he regretted it straight away. Like he is like reaching out to her, like both arms.
And even the way that
learning how to fly duck
characters
or something.
talk to Harper later, it's like she pushed him to this. It's her fault. It's like,
that's
it's
the
like
whole thing.
she made him climb down from the balcony upstairs to try and get to her. Like,
Yeah.
but we'll get into that anyway. And Ben, do you want to go through the next part?
Absolutely.
We've already talked about that
yeah,
one.
we've already gone about the piano, which missing storyline. Not a huge fan of it, but this was like. I was happy this was a daytime shot. So this is where Harper's finally run back from that field where she saw the naked man. She's terrified. She's made a bolt. She's made it back to the house. We think all is good, except she FaceTimes Riley. Yeah, gives Riley a FaceTime call. G'day Riley, how you going? Chucks out the phone and she's on the call to her and then we see a certain figure again in the background. It's old mate with his bits out, having a
sussing out the tree.
Actually, no, he was.
Yeah,
wasn't
he's
he?
having a look at the tree.
They all look at the tree, don't they?
Well, the tree is another big element of it.
We'll
Adam
talk
and
about the
Eve,
metaphor at the end and how it doesn't go
I
anywhere.
don't think I really got that metaphor, so I'm looking forward to
Very
Yeah.
biblical.
Yeah.
Some
It's
of
a
the
very
metaphor
biblical.
is very biblical.
Yeah, after we researched I think everything can be taken biblically. That's a word.
It is a word.
Thank you. But yeah, so we is this horror. It's kind of like how would you describe it? It's kind of like
It's
Out,
the
but-
ticking time bomb situation in the sense of you can see the problem, you can see the incoming doom for a character, and
she
they
doesn't.
don't.
Yeah.
So she's walking around this house on the phone, and he's in the backyard and is walking around the house, and then she realizes he's there, and they have this awkward stare off for a
But
moment.
they actually don't know. At this point, they don't stare at each other. She doesn't notice him at all, and then she sees him when he's off looking at the tree. And she
That's
calls
right,
the
yeah. And then she realizes that the front door's open.
police. Yes.
You going for it? Man.
Yeah, I'm going.
All right.
Fucking, that was awesome. That was awesome. Where she runs to the door. There's this almost awkward moment where you could feel his weight against the door, and then she closes it, and then the hand comes through.
No. This
No.
is way later
Way
in the film.
later.
That's later,
but,
man.
He did put his hand through.
Did he?
Oh
yeah.
he put his hand
and then
through.
and then it goes back out. Yeah,
No,
Yeah.
that's later.
that's later.
No? Oh,
No, that
okay.
is later. So there's two moments where he puts his hand.
We'll
through-
save that.
not going
We'll
to
save
We-
the second
need
moment,
time
but
for that one.
That's why I got confused because
Yeah.
he puts his hand through the mail slot twice. It's almost like the first time is almost a foreshadow for the second time.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
Chekhov's gun. Absolutely. And then she calls the cops, and the cops
Yeah.
come.
And this is when we're introduced to a new character or a new actor.
With the same
Yeah.
face. Oh, wait, is it?
No, well, technically one with the same face. So they got this guy handcuffed on the ground, booty cheeks up, and and we turn her. This policeman's on the ground, male policeman, putting the handcuffs on, turns around, and it's Jeffrey's face again. It's the same bloke. However, he has a female police officer with her, which
Sonia Mizo.
thank you very much,
Hey.
who later comes in, and I honestly think is a metaphor as well, but. We'll get to that
Yes,
later.
and again, something I wish they went further with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
yeah,
there
actually,
are-
yeah.
There
Okay.
are 4 characters in this film. 2 are male.
4 actors.
4 actors, sorry. 2 are male, 2 are female. But there's about, I think, nearly 11 or 12 male
5
characters.
actors.
Extras.
5 actors.
5 actors.
The husband, Jeffrey, Harper, Riley, and the policewoman.
But the other male.
Oh, you're right.
who
Sorry,
have their
Where does
faces-
man go? What
5
the fuck?
actors.
Research.
3 of which are female and
Yep.
2 are male.
Yep. Metaphor.
I don't know if that's a metaphor, but the main
It's the
metaphor
other way
is
around, then it'd
how
be a
many
metaphor.
male characters. Oh, sorry, I'm drinking
Are
too
the
much.
same.
Are just men.
Yeah.
Men.
Men.
Boys. Men will be men.
But all the
So-
all the male characters are played by the same actor,
Except for the husband.
except for the husband.
Which is a metaphor. We'll get into that later.
But also, there is implication at the end that the husband was also the monster. So
yeah, that's what,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what I'm talking about.
We'll
Like,
get to there.
yeah, calm down.
Anyway.
And you know what? After the police come, take this man away in the divvy van, Harper's like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go out again. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go to a church. I'm going to go to the town where there's probably more.
No, you've skipped some stuff.
No, I haven't. Harper
Yeah,
wanders through the village and finds a church.
No, but before that, she FaceTimes Riley again. She doesn't FaceTime Riley. So we get another flashback. This is an important one.
Oh, yes.
So this flashback, Jeffrey.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We flash back to what's it called, the husband James finding Harper texting Riley. So this is back when James was still alive, and
The husband.
he snatches the phone off her and he's like, "You're texting this fucking bitch again," and he's crazy. But this is a big moment because in the opening scene, we see that.
I was trying to be secretive, but no.
No, we just look.
Just
I think
letting-
it's okay if we go over.
Yeah,
Yeah?
we go. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
But we noticed that. Oh shit! I've lost my train. No, so what's it called?
James.
We noticed at the very opening scene, it looks like Harper's been hit in the face.
Yeah.
Like she's got her eyes like bruising, and she's got a blood lip, and we don't really know why, but we see. I think we all understand that she was hit by James.
At that point, no, I didn't.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
I kind of almost automatically clicked on
Yeah.
that he had hit her.
I was on that too.
But this is where we see it
50-50
happen,
split.
and it's just done really
Debate.
well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. The utter scary, all of a sudden violence that this character has against someone that he supposedly absolutely loves and wants nothing more than this character love him. It's shocking and very raw and very realistic. It's horrifying. And while we're getting this whole scene and everything like that, she is this in the church that she remembers this?
No, this is
No.
before she leaves for the village.
okay.
Yeah. So and then I think the
Yeah, she kicks him out of the house.
No, this is after. That's after. So she gets
That's
hit in
when
the
she
face.
leaves.
No.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
she
That's
kicks.
a separate flashback. There's actually two flashbacks. I remember it as one as well, but it actually comes in two flashbacks.
oh, because she goes into the kitchen and hide. Like she goes in the kitchen.
Yeah, she's
like,
she's
falls
on the
on the ground.
kitchen counter, like covering her
Yeah.
face, and then we go back to her in the present day.
Yeah, which
That's
is when
right,
the police are
yeah.
explaining, oh, he's probably just homeless, and this is the policeman with the same face. Oh no, this is the woman. The woman. She's shooting it down. The first time we've seen another woman physically with Harper, saying he's probably just homeless, needs some clothes. We'll take him back to the station, and immediately we all kind of think like, oh, he's a creep, and we think with the character, oh, he'll be taken away, locked up. I'm cool. So I'll go back into the town. So she goes back to the village, goes into the church, and she has a lot of flashbacks in there. I'm not sure if I don't think that's when the flashback is of her telling the husband to leave, but there's a lot of stunning visuals with shadows.
Yeah, it's kind of like a montage of different moments, and it focuses on this like face carving in the church. It's like this weird
in the podium.
It looks like a face covered
Like a
in
totem.
leaves, which again is a foreshadow. But there's this sculpture in the church that we focus on, and it's a face covered in leaves, and you're like, this is creepy. I don't know why we keep flashing to it. Weird. Anyway, this weird pastor fucking like looks at her and then walks away, and it's weird. And
She's screaming her lungs out, by the
yeah.
way, as she's having this flashback.
Yeah, she
Very-
takes a seat and then starts screaming.
and then after this moment, we flash back to her kicking Jeffrey out of the
Yeah.
house.
Exactly.
Not
yeah.
Jeffrey, sorry, kicking James out of
James,
the house.
yes.
And that leads into the conversation she has with the vicar. Because,
which
yeah.
is the next
no,
scene.
no, she goes outside and sees the child next.
Yes.
Oh, God, the child.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
child.
Oh, this is a controversial moment in the film, I think, because some people.
I hate the child.
I mean, I actually didn't mind
He's a
the
teenager.
visual effects.
No, the visual effects weren't the problem. I just don't think the child should have existed.
So anyway, there's a child, and he's got the same face as Jeffrey again. It's Roy Kinnear. He plays essentially every male character except for the husband. So he's playing the child, and they've done like a what's it called, a deep fake.
Deep fake, yeah. Like, Mandalorian, like Star Wars sort of deep fake. It works-ish.
It works.
It
works.
I think if you look hard, like if you're really trying to see the faults in it, it's not
and of course
perfect.
it's in the daylight, so these special effects really struggle when there's not foreshadows that they can put into into the program and everything like that at night.
I just think the main issue.
Alcoholic, dude.
I think the main issue that everyone has was because they recognised Roy Kinnear's face. And they're like, that's a man's face on a kid's body. Like, he's got this kid going, oh, you want to play? You want to play hide and seek? And then she's like, who the fuck are you? But he takes them. He's got a Marilyn Monroe. I'm pretty sure it's a Marilyn Monroe mask.
That is. Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
which
He's got a mask on.
I don't know if it's a metaphor. Has a Marilyn Monroe mask on, nice blonde hair, whatever. Takes it off and it's Roy Kinnear. Roy Kinnear. Roy Kinnear. And says, you want to play hide and seek, or do you want to play a game? And I was like, boom, that's
a good point.
Jigsaw.
I think it maybe looks more fake because I think Roy Kinnear himself has a very masculine, manly, like late 30s, early 40s look.
Yep.
And you can instantly recognize him as like an older man. But when he's put on a young, like a child's body, you're like, what the fuck? This is so
that's
cursed.
the only
I think
issue
what they
with it.
should have done is perhaps deep fake if they were able to get material of what that actor looked like as a kid. That would have looked so much better because you've got this face that they've had to get rid of all of the wrinkles and then put it on a child's face. Like, yeah.
But like this day and age, like I know there's like people who specialize in the detective department, like in digitalizing, getting like I don't know if it's getting DNA, but like getting parts and reversing it.
Yeah.
So they probably could have done that with this.
De-aging, yeah. And then this child calls her a stupid bitch, which was great.
Another foreshadow. There's a lot of foreshadowing.
Yeah.
So we were kind of taken by that as well. I was like, you stupid bitch. Like, what? That kid can't swear. Like, aren't you going to slap him? Like, no one's around. You can do it.
And the vicar shows up, and the vicar's just as cool with it, of this kid swearing.
Well, he's not cool. He's like, he's just a silly kid.
He's a challenged boy. Like, it's so...
Boys will be boys. That sort of
but
thing.
I do love that Harper doesn't... Like, we see that it's all the same actor, but it's almost like Harper doesn't see that. She never brings it up that it's all the same actor.
I disagree. Like, the way she stares at him...
No, but dude, like, that's because they make her uncomfortable. If she had really fully understood that they were all the same face, I feel like she'd be out of there.
All of them make her uncomfortable because she's uncomfortable around men, so she went to get away from her husband.
Yeah. And she sees men as all the same.
Every men will be the same and want to attack her.
Very much a metaphor.
There's a metaphor for you. Yes, then we flash back to Jeffrey. Yeah, so we're in, the pastor comes forward. Sorry, this is actually your...
This is Hannah's.
No, it's fine. I was going to let us
number
keep it
2.
going, and then I just do whatever's on the next page.
That's all right.
So she's having this lovely like chat with the child, and then the pastor decides to come around the corner, has a chat with her, sits her down on the bench.
Honestly, I thought the pastor was kind of a cool dude at the
Yeah,
very first.
Oh yeah.
Like he takes a very big turn later in the film, but up to the point in this scene where he kind of goes whack, he seems like probably the most sane out of all.
I think the bartender.
Yeah, I guess.
Bartender's like a
but you
bloke.
don't see much of him. So
No,
I feel
yeah.
it's
Of
hard
a
to
main,
establish
one of the
character.
main 4, I think he's the most normal.
At first, he's
Well,
not normal later on.
Oh, later on it's pretty disturbing.
I don't know. I still love Jeffrey.
Jeffrey's a
Jeffrey's
dude.
just like he's got. I don't know. I think we've seen in reviews that people love Jeffrey for some
Jeffrey's the
reason.
best.
He's
man.
just very charming for his like country.
The country accent.
Yeah.
No.
It's but it's also like the sense of like he randomly like lets himself be very vulnerable in moments, and then is just like walks out like.
I love how we can slowly watch Ben avoiding drinking the rest of his.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't like cocktails, but I respect it, bro. Like I know you put a lot of time and effort
I'm not
into
a
it.
fan of this one. I don't like wine, so.
Oh, we're getting it. Okay.
Oh no, you gotta finish your drink before you did the wine.
Yeah, no, I'm just
Christ.
Sorry, before you do the cider.
Anyway,
I've already finished that one.
so about this vicar.
Okay. Hannah, talk us through what happens with this vicar.
All right, so
Just gotta get a refill.
very well.
We've still got a whole cocktail of it.
Oh my god, one is okay.
Well, we've dropped one.
Well, okay, we're not gonna.
Such
open
the
that one.
bitch.
all right.
Jesus Christ, you opened that in the mic.
Anyway,
So she sits the pastor or whatever his name is, sits Harper down on the bench, and he's like,
Naughty girl.
very, very welcoming. He's like, I totally hear you. And then all of a sudden, he snaps. It's like...
Yeah.
He puts his hand on her.
Yeah.
That
was so
as well,
fucking
yeah.
weird,
The
dude.
moment he put
Look at
his
that.
hand
The Catholic
on
Church
his
doing well again. Yeah.
hip, on her thigh, that was the moment I was like, and then he says...
So essentially, up to this point, Harper's literally explained everything that happened.
Oh, yeah.
He goes,
in the
my
flashbacks.
husband hit me, and then he climbed up to the balcony above me and tried to climb down to my balcony, but he fell, and he killed himself. And this is after he's threatened to kill himself if they get a divorce. So it's all these elements. Like, we don't know whether he killed himself on purpose. We assume that he probably...
Sorry.
Ben's struggling. I'm trying to focus on doing this podcast, but Ben's struggling to drink his drink.
I'll drink those. It's okay.
Just give it to Hannah.
Do you want me to
That's fucking
make
terrible.
it
With
better?
all, with all due respect, that's terrible. Sorry, keep going, Muscles. You're all good.
So she's explained this whole story. It's horrific, and like at no point is she at fault for any of this, really.
No.
But then the vicar fucking takes a big turn. He goes, I can't remember the exact line, but he's basically
So
like,
what-
so do you feel bad about driving him to kill himself?
Yeah. It must be hard knowing that you drove that what you did drove him to kill himself or something like that.
It must
Something
be
along
hard
those lines.
knowing that you drove him to kill him.
You have to do the accent to remember. I like
Yeah.
that. Back in my day. Yeah.
It must be hard knowing that you drove him to it.
Yeah.
That's right.
What do you mean?
What do you mean to it? Yeah.
Drove him.
What do you mean?
Well,
Well,
drove him to it.
if you had had a moment to maybe apologize.
Yeah.
Let him
Might have to
apologise. Yeah.
That was what made me hate
Which is
this
the
so
most
much.
fucked up comment you could ever make.
To
And
someone
she
that's gone
she
through
acknowledges how
domestic
fucked that up is.
Yeah,
She
which
instantly
is
looks at
great.
me and she goes, "Fuck off."
Yeah.
And then she leaves, and which we were all like, "Amen, sister."
Yes,
Like,
sir. Yeah.
fuck that guy.
It was very. I think that what was the line? It was like, yeah, you could have given him a chance to apologize after he hit. Like you just were so quick to kick him out. You could have given him a chance to say sorry, which is terrible to say in any sense.
She fucking he didn't slap her. He punched her in the face.
Mm.
Like I
Causing
rewatched
her
it.
to
He
bleed.
full hit her in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck the husband.
Yeah. I was gonna say this next scene is probably my favorite.
Oh, yeah. But
One of my
moving,
favorites.
moving on. Like, not moving on. Sorry. Before we move on.
Or you mean the naked man?
Yeah.
The naked man cutting into his face.
Loved it.
Oh,
Loved
really?
it. Yeah. Anyway, keep going. Yeah.
No, but just the past of full on. When she gets up and leaves, rubs his hand on the seat where she was
That's
sitting.
right.
So
Oh.
weird, dude. I forgot about that.
And that's when. That's where it was
pervert,
like,
yeah.
he's a pervert.
Yeah.
The vicar
Good on the Catholic Church. Amen.
represents
Exactly.
that absolute fucked up sexual weirdness and everything like that, and he is absolutely the most uncomfortable character to
Yep,
watch.
absolutely.
Kind of, honestly, I think that now that we're talking about it, I'm kind of liking this film more because I can see the metaphors.
Just you wait. Just you
No, but
wait.
still, I can see the metaphors now. Like
I
the
can't.
vicar represents the sexual, like
Yeah.
Violence,
It's
and then
there. All those
the
those
child
metaphors.
represents like how much the man needs. Like I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like I'm seeing the metaphors.
Yeah, congratulations. They were there already. They're just not properly expressed at all and don't go far enough.
All right, I think we might differ on. Well, I think we both agree that this was not. In the end, the tonal change fucked this film.
Absolutely.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's the issue.
but
That's why
we
there's
will
so much
get there.
misunderstanding of this film. But Hannah, you want to talk about the next one because this is this is by far my favourite, like one of my top 3 favourite films. Scenes in this film by far.
I was hoping it's not your top 3 favorite films, right?
Is it not
Number
the one where
3.
he cuts himself in the head?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I absolutely love this.
I vaguely remember it.
I hate
it
just-
every
the
second.
camera pans in and he's
Yeah.
like uses his nails to cut into his head. And
So
it's just gushing.
he's just sitting. He was like sitting with his legs crossed. Was he? He was like underground.
Yeah.
It looked like he was
It's the
underground.
naked guy again. We
The
go
naked
back to the
man.
naked guy.
The one that was arrested. So I'm
And-
pretty sure he must have been either in the cell or
I think
he
he
is
was back in the tunnel.
public. Yeah,
he was back in the tunnel because he was in
Yeah.
this like weird foresty tunnel.
Yeah.
He gets his long thumbnail. in.
Yeah.
and just slices his
I
forehead
can't wait
open.
to bring this up later.
I love it. He slices his forehead open. And he goes up as well. So he goes up vertically. So he creates like a U in his
Like an
forehead.
upside down
A U.
cross almost.
Oh yeah, no, it is more like a
It's
cross.
More
yeah.
like a cross.
And then he grabs a leaf and he folds up the skin and places the leaf
Great.
like on his skin, like where the muscle and the tendons
Oh, I
are,
thought he like.
and folds the skin back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And these guys, this is where I this is the turning point for the film, because this is where it goes from actual scary. And by the way, we didn't even mention it in the first half. All these like jump scares, where it's like all these creepy guys. There's no music added to this. There's no music, because a lot of films like Scream, a lot of like things, bang, like a lot of crash when there's a jump scare or whatever. This has nothing. It's just all visual, which is perfect. But we get to this point where it's this creepy guy, and this is the turning point from scariness to body horror.
I think it still keeps an element of scariness, like even like because later on, like the window scene, like there's still those scary elements, but there is a point later on where it fully changes from a horror movie, like jump scary wise, to a horror movie that's we haven't seen it, so we can't really make a judgment. But to a body horror, but honestly, I feel like for a body horror, it doesn't focus so hard on the body horror.
That's the thing. It tries to highlight it so much that, and this is what every review says, it forgets to advance the plot, or it forgets to tell people what's happening in the plot, because then you have this level of misunderstanding where it's like, well, I interpret it as this, which is good, but when you have to do that to understand the second half of an entire feature film, I don't think it's that good. But
it's crazy because it's literally like it was at a galloping pace, and the last 15 minutes lets
just
this entire
sent
film.
everything out the fucking window.
Because I think we all agreed that we liked it up to a point, and then as soon as it hit that point, it really let the film down. And you don't realize, but that's literally the last 15 minutes of this film. You go ahead.
Yeah.
Crack it open.
Oh, there we go.
There she is.
So then this is you talking about the pub now. Number
Are
4.
you're done with your...
Yeah, no, I'm
This was
sure,
this was one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, this is like top 3 as well. Like, got like a few top 3 scenes. But no, this is good.
So it's nighttime. She's had a scare earlier, way forward into the past, and in the way forward in the future of the film, where she wanders through the forest and she's super scared and she wants to be home, but now she's wandering to a pub at nighttime by herself.
It's just a weird choice for the character to do.
I think it's a sense that she wants to take control back.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, no, fuck this random naked guy. I'm here to celebrate myself and get my strength back. I'm going to the pub.
Which I just realised Jeffrey recommended for her to go to.
Yeah.
That's the only reason she went there. Which is fantastic. And then you can continue with this scene. It's
To be honest,
perfect.
I don't think they did a good enough job, because they kind of established that every man is out to get her. But I don't think they did a good enough job establishing Jeffrey.
I agree.
No,
And I want to talk about that.
I don't think everyone's out to get her. This is how we interpret that.
No,
because we're seeing it from her point of view.
there's definitely you're meant to interpret that every guy, every male
exactly,
character.
This
interpretation.
film, it demonstrates an emotion of when you've had a traumatic experience with a guy and then every other guy seems the same. You're constantly fearing that this other... Sorry for the hand.
Mate, Andrew's just slapping me across the bush.
He's getting passionate.
Jeffrey doesn't explore that until the last minute where he randomly becomes a threat. But anyway, let's talk about this pub, this gorgeous pub.
Yeah, Hannah can continue.
We don't see her wandering there, do we? We just see her wandering back home.
Yeah, this is like the scene of the man, the naked man putting the cut. What are you, gents?
I'm so drunk. This cocktail is
a little bit fucked.
You guys are such
leave
lightweights.
mine alone.
I don't want to waste the vodka.
Leave
Dude, you're so
mine
terrible.
alone.
Hey,
I will
gentlemen.
finish mine.
Anyway, sorry. Keep going. Where you going from?
Anyway, so this is basically the jump between the Harper ditching old sniffy seat at the church. There's a jump cut between there and the pub using the scene of the man putting the leaf in his forehead. So this is nighttime now.
It's like real
It's
time.
going to the pub. What happened, Tanner?
Sorry.
What happens, Anna?
We've really built it up, but she walks into the pub. I don't remember if
Jeffrey's there.
No.
Jeffrey is
before
there.
we see
Jeffrey's at
that.
the pub. No, he
he
comes
was
later.
there. Oh, he comes later. Yeah, because she gets approached by the cop. She gets offered a drink.
No. She orders a drink, and then Jeffrey shows up first.
No.
I rewatched the film.
Yeah.
There's 2 gentlemen sitting at the door.
Yeah, there's already 2 people in there, which
are
both
all the same actor. But
Yeah.
Jeffrey shows up first, then the cop shows up, and the cop
Correct.
says the famous line.
No, the cop shows up after Jeffrey. Yeah, no, you are right. Sorry,
Yeah,
you
that's
said
what
that.
Andrew said.
Thanks.
I'm drunk. Don't listen to me.
So yes, she orders a drink and she's kind of not feeling good. There's some weird people in the pub. Like the guy at the back's really weird with the hair and the beard.
Yeah, it's playing with something.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's fiddling with Ian.
That could be something like resemblance as well, but I don't remember what he was playing with.
Oh, I hope we don't think. Oh,
glass, maybe?
jeez, Louise.
It was something yellow. Was it yellow?
Yeah, he's like flicking something.
It resembles piss. No,
Anyway, keep going.
Keep going.
anyway, and then
And this is where you can stop listening because we're all beyond talking critically.
Oi, calm down.
Oh,
Some of us
it's
are a
just-
little bit still educated. Now,
Keep going.
cop shows up and the cop informs the main character that they've actually released the homeless man.
The naked man.
And this is after Jeffrey's done like some weird monologue about like, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Sorry about that man earlier.
The smashed window.
And he does his weird little like laugh. Which
Yeah.
honestly, I still love. I think he's charming in his own way.
Yeah.
But he's like, I can see how she was uncomfortable. by
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "Why would you release him?" And he's like, "I'm not
We
saying."
didn't. There was no reason to. No reason
And
to.
she
arrest
goes-
him.
We gave
He
him a
was-
pair of pants and some jeans, like there's a pair of pants and a jacket, like, and he was on his
But
way.
there's a really great moment, which is again in the trailer. They show all like the best moments in the trailer, except for the argument scenes and the flashbacks with the husband. But she goes, he's stalking me. He was following me, and she goes, he saw me the entire time. He was watching me, and he goes,
He saw me. I saw him
twice. I don't reckon he saw you once,
Yeah.
which was absolutely brilliant.
just the way he says as well.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I
he
don't
saw
reckon
you.
he saw you once. Like,
I
yeah,
reckon he saw you once.
yeah.
You got to play some clips during this, bro. 'cause-
Yeah, mate. It's well, we can play from the trailer. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's brilliant.
And
And
the trailer's half the movie.
I think I mean that's why I think that the naked man pulling the leaf and his thing is the turning point for the film, because from now on it is all at the house from this point onwards. So from here, this is where she leaves the pub.
Well, she's constantly with another character from this
Yeah.
point forward. There was
This is why I think
up
it's
to this
body
point
horror.
she was by herself most of the movie.
But the thing is, after this, she runs out of the church, and once again in the trailer,
Runs out of the pub.
runs out of the pub, and there's the naked man in the trees. The man we just found out got released.
He's back out and he's following
Correct.
her again.
And from this point forward, it is body horror based.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like the scene, that third point we've got there with the naked man putting the leaf in his forehead is the turning point for the film. That's where it got shit for me. Not shit,
Yeah, no,
but
I'm
that's
the
where
same.
that's where it went from developing a horror plot.
I
to focus on body
personally
horror.
disagree. I think it really lost itself.
Listen to this guy.
But I-
It's an opinion. It's an
you
opinion.
having his own
but
opinion.
You're wrong,
I
but
felt
yeah.
like it. No, I do agree that's a turning point, but I feel like it really lost in terms of its turning point of the tone of the movie. That the turning point for the tone for me was when right after he's got his hand sliced in half,
Which is the next scene.
which is the next.
Let's
15
talk about
minutes.
that.
All right, well, I reckon we go to the
But
next.
you don't
15
realize at this point we're really close to the end.
minutes.
We're really like nothing has happened in this film, but we're really close to the end.
So much build up. It's incredible build up. It's such a slow burn,
Like-
and we're getting to this moment where we're like, "What's gonna happen? Like, what's gonna be in this last minute?"
The
So what does
last
happen in
two
this
scenes
last
have
minute?
the same amount of dot points.
Yeah. I don't know. Jacob's still
Well,
talking.
Yeah, he's still going.
I'm trying to express that the last two scenes, which go for half an hour in total, are the same amount as the entire first 3/4 of this film.
Yep. Yeah. So Harper calls Riley. She runs home. Every man's the same. The naked man's been released. Jeffrey's a creep. Every bloke at the pub's looking the same. The priest is the pastor, Catholic Church, is a creep. And she runs home. She calls Riley. Says, "Well, Riley, this is some weird shit." Riley's like, "I'm coming." No, what you say? No, babe. I'm here
gonna
for 2
grab
weeks.
that axe
She's-
and cut his
She
dick
asks
off.
for the address.
Yeah,
and-
what's
and-
the addy? Yeah, shoot it
And
through.
she starts breaking up again. And
Does
then
it though?
She does.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she starts breaking up, and she fully hangs up the phone, and she just text me your location. Oh. And Riley sends her location, and she responds back, "I already know where you are.
You silly
You
bitch."
fucking bitch."
I thought it was like, you silly bitch.
No, it's fucking bitch.
Oh,
It's,
okay.
it's the same things that the
The
boy
child said, yeah.
child said to her earlier.
I love it. I love that.
I liked
It's
that
so
bit.
cheesy
That
and
was
simple,
so
but it's
good.
very nice. Yeah. So then we enter the second half of the film, which is in one entire location with pretty much every character we've met along the first half. So Harper then notices old man policeman at the front. Where is he?
He's just standing
he's
Where though?
He's just standing there at the front and
Where?
in the front patio.
Next
by the
to-
tree.
Next to the apple tree.
Yeah, that's right.
There you
Which
go.
is, I don't know if you guys can clearly see an image of, but we'll show an image of this poster. But there is a poster they made for this movie where Harper's standing underneath this apple tree with apples falling around her.
Yep.
And what does an apple tree represent? If you're
Adam and
thinking
Eve.
biblical.
Garden of Eden.
There you go.
Yeah. Garden of Eden.
And
yeah.
this entire film, again, everything you watch can be interpreted under a biblical lens.
Yeah, like the pedophilic priest. Yeah, so the policeman's outside the front underneath this tree, apple tree. She goes out to ask him what he's doing, right? This is not the first moment, but this is one of the moments where I'm like, you silly bitch.
Yeah.
She sees this creepy policeman at the front, not responding. There's a policeman just
Coughing
staring, just looking around, not doing anything.
So you just like agreed with the child earlier. You're like, you stupid bitch.
You silly bitch. No, I honestly thought, like, you
It all circles
silly bitch. Because she's
Men
like,
are the same.
you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk out the front. I'm going to go meet this gentleman, and I'm going to go see what he wants. And
But
what
it's-
happens?
Look,
It's a
I'll
cop.
justify. It is a police officer, but why the hell are you just respond?
Yeah.
Respond to me.
to give context, she's like,
understand.
what are you doing here? He doesn't say anything.
she moves
She gets
closer.
closer.
Yeah.
She goes, what are you doing
She
here?
opens the big fucking door with the lock, walks out the front, and gets closer and closer and closer. It's like
Until
And then
lights
snap.
go off. And this is like the first thing I thought of. Halloween. Love it. Halloween, like the Halloween scene in the nude, like the 2016 Halloween. Mate, oh my god, that scene. Have you seen the 2016 Halloween?
I haven't.
I have. It's been a while.
like,
Yeah.
I have, yeah.
So there's like the backyard scene where it's like the chubby kid who gets hung up on the thing. It's like he's like, what are you doing? And he sees Michael Myers there. The lights go off, and then they go back on. Michael Myers is gone, sort of thing. This is exactly what this is, right?
But they do it quite a few times. They do
They
it more than
do.
once.
And so we got old mate goes out with come here. Oh, he's not responding. I'm gonna go closer. So she keeps going. Lights cut off. Bam, he's gone. Oh no. And then they come back on. I think she backs up. She's like, oh shit, what's going on? Because she hears rustling.
yes,
Yeah, and then straight after that.
Yeah.
we see the fella at the pub, and this is a very well done dynamic sound, and I love it in film. I just wish they did it fucking more.
And again, it's in the trailer. Why the fuck is this in the trailer?
We see the guy from the pub start running, and then we don't see him anymore. It's from the point of view of him, and we just hear his footsteps getting.
It's a really distorted
gravel.
scream as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It's
getting
actually very
closer and
reminiscent of the
closer.
scream from the tunnel.
Tunnel.
Yeah.
And then she gets inside, she locks the door, and then there's this almost moment of and what happens next? I don't remember.
That's the hand through the
No, the kitchen.
No.
I'm pretty sure it is.
The
So
kitchen in the window.
no. Yeah. So she goes. She locks the door again. She locks the door, and then she goes to hide in the kitchen, and then
Correct.
something smashes through the window.
Which do you
And she's
think?
got a knife.
Do you think because there's not a lot of what do you call where you imagine shit
Hallucination.
hallucinations? Not a lot of hallucinations in the film. Do you actually think it was a bird?
Oh fuck no!
Do
you
you-
literally witnessed a chair go through it.
Yeah, but do you reckon it was a
that's the
bird?
thing.
Then the kid went through.
I do think it was the bird.
Yeah.
I think it was a bird because
Absolutely.
again, that's another metaphor.
Could have been Jeffrey Smart, you know.
I don't know exactly. Like thinking now, I can't imagine what a dying bird represents. But there's a moment later where Jeffrey snaps.
And it's a
its
raven
neck.
too.
She what if a bird has no wings? What can it do?
Yeah, it's useless to me to snap it.
It won't go anywhere. She's in the house, surrounded. What can she not do? Go anywhere.
go
Oh my god,
anywhere.
metaphors all over the place, bro. I
This
love
entire
I
second
think
half
you're
is
stretching,
metaphors.
but yeah, sure.
No, I don't think it's a stretch. I think that this film wants you to really analyze the second half.
Yep.
I think you're like this film. Basically gives it to you. It fucking hands it to you
No,
and
it
goes, make it up
Yeah.
yourself. Like,
But
work out
oh,
what
yeah.
you see in it.
Back to where we were up to. Like she hides in the kitchen, the window smashes, and then Jeffrey's back. Like
Yeah.
he's back from the pub. He's knocking on the door. He's like, "Are you okay? I heard screaming. I heard smashing."
Yeah.
And he unlocks the door
Yeah.
that she's locked and walks through. How are you doing? And we were all like, "Jeffrey's here to save the day." you know?
Jeffrey's here to fucking save
We
the day.
love this bloke. at
I
this
honestly
point.
was expecting Jeffrey to go, "Oh, I've got just the thing. It's my grandfather's shotgun." Like, I was waiting for him to fucking hunt demons. Like,
I
It was
honestly,
so weird because they have a turn later in this. Like in the last 15 minutes of the film, Jeffrey kind of turns bad, but up to that point, he's really
I fucking love him.
He's really established. Like, there's even a moment where He finds the bird. He goes, I got to put it out to his misery. He snaps the bird's neck, which is kind of a metaphor. Flightless bird. What is it useful for? She's not attached to anyone anymore. She's a flightless bird. She's not useful.
Ooh.
I mean, man.
All right.
After that, Harper's like, no, I definitely saw a guy. I saw the policeman out here earlier. I saw him. And Jeffrey goes, my father never had any faith in me.
I want to talk about that. I fucking adored that. There's this awkward silence, and then he goes, my father said, you will never be a successful serviceman. And then she's completely like, what the fuck does that mean?
We're all like that.
And that's what my father said to me. I would never make it in the army. And then he sort of takes a step out and goes, time to prove him wrong. And he just walks out.
Dude, he's
outside.
honest. That's why I disliked when they changed his character into like a bad person.
I'm not gonna lie, I was either too drunk or something because I don't remember that at all.
Really?
I did not. That's new to me.
You don't remember him saying
I think
that?
I was hiding.
The second he said that line, he showed so much character and personality of someone who is hurt and has grew up by himself. Yeah. And he walks out and he goes, all right, if there's anyone out there, he'll be held to me.
I'm going to go ahead and say it. Jeffrey was done bad.
Yeah, and then the lights start to flicker and he disappears and all the crowd are silent and me being fucking drunk goes, Jeffrey, no!
We got to talk about the cinema experience, dude. We're in a cinema watching a premiere of a movie that doesn't come out for another 2 weeks, and Andrew, in the middle of this premiere, goes, Jeffrey, no!
Everyone lost their
like,
shit.
really
I
out
thought I was
loud.
going to get booed.
What did you say, Hannah?
No, I was just clarifying, like, super out loud.
Yeah,
Like, he
everyone
wasn't
started
whispering.
laughing.
I genuinely said that thinking I was going to be hated.
And that, I think that does show the point that everyone else in the cinema was at that point.
Yeah,
they
it was
were
just
confused.
such a what the and I can't wait to talk about that after we talk about the whole.
Because the
film.
only appropriate response to that in a premiere is shut the fuck up. I'm trying to watch this
Dude,
movie.
if that was Avengers, you're getting jumped.
I
Oh,
would
yeah.
have a flick knife in the back of my throat. Like it's
Yeah.
as simple as that.
the
but,
movie had lost so many people at that point that people were like willing to laugh at this horror film.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't think I was fully lost. I was definitely like, I don't know where this film's going, but I wasn't fully lost at that point. I was still invested.
Yeah, and keep in mind that everyone at that premiere had a beer at least down them. So
yeah, but like
Except Jacob, he gave mine. I had his.
One drink.
Yeah, because at the premiere they gave out a free beer. So
Yeah.
in the context, everyone had been
Still.
drinking a little bit.
Even if we had one beer and we went and watched, I
I was
know.
fully sober by the second half.
yeah.
There was
If
no
that
way
movie
I
was
experienced
amazing.
that vivid. Like we'd been drinking before we went
had
there.
to.
Yeah, true.
And I vividly sobered up by that point. I was like,
Oh,
holy
yeah.
fuck, what the fuck am I watching?
Okay, what happens next?
That's
What
amazing.
happens next? So Jeffrey just disappears, and everyone's upset that the person who's meant to be a villain has disappeared. We're all
And,
like,
oh
no.
my god. We're replaced with the naked man, and instead of just one leaf in his forehead, he now has leaves
He is
sticking
elite.
out of
growing out of him. Like,
Yeah.
literally
Not
growing.
fully. He's not fully engrossed in leaves yet, but he's got
Oh,
a
no,
few
not
leaves.
yet.
Weed man.
He's got a few leaves sticking out of his face,
And his
it's
face
like,
is green as well.
No, not yet. Not yet.
And-
At this
Not
point.
yet?
It's just that, like, he has 3 leaves instead of just in his
that's
forehead.
right.
He has
Yeah, it
one in his
becomes
forehead
later.
and one in
Yeah,
in
it
each of his
grows.
cheeks.
Sorry.
No, it's
then
okay.
And then we get the scene that you genuinely said to me, "What the fuck is going on?"
Oh god.
So all of a sudden, the main character just kind of stops working. So, like her frontal cortex just has decided to fucking collapse on
Vitamin
itself.
7.
I don't remember this.
and she kind of just slowly walks backwards.
No,
As-
she gets
the
the fucking
dandelions.
Yeah,
This
yeah, yeah.
naked man
So
blows dandelions.
the naked man's walking towards it, and she just slowly starts to walk away, and then she kind of like is just in a trance, and he blows a dandelion, and in slow mo, the dandelion goes into her mouth, and it's kind of like a pregnant, like it's like in it's like some metaphor.
Impregnates her. I don't know.
Who
but
goddamn
we start
knows?
getting flashbacks of this monolith from the church, this stone carving from the church that has never been brought up again. It doesn't get brought up after this. It's so weird.
And the face of the monolith becomes the face of the
You know what I realized?
Later.
Oh god.
What do you
Okay,
realise?
this is a metaphor. No, it's never a metaphor. I think I don't know if this is how they want it, but this is how I'm reading
Get
it.
him drunk and he's telling you metaphors.
So this is how I understand it. So in that scene in the church, what did she lose? What did she lose? So this is
In the
intercut
church?
with in the church. It's intercut with her and James. What did she lose in that moment when she got hit?
in the church?
Who's James again?
So James is the husband.
the flashback where
Yep.
she kicks him out.
Yep. So she lost
Oh.
her love then, right? She lost her love. She got hit, and she also kicked him out in the midst of that church scene, right? Kicked her out. That is when we first see the monolith, like the carving, right? I think that the naked man. We all think there are different meanings for everything. I think the naked man is the metaphor for love, and that she was still attracted to it when she was outside. So she ran away from everything. She ran away from the violence, ran away from the creepiness, ran away from the domestic violence, the lies from the policemen, ran away from them. But as soon as she sees love, which was intercut with the church scene, is what she lost with the thing. She was attracted to it, right? And she still took that in, and she still loved that. That's how I'm reading it.
I
Just
can
then.
actually 100% see that
I'm
being
so
true.
drunk, but yeah, that's
No,
how I.
Drunk
Yeah.
as well.
I can 100%
It's
see
really
that
good
being
gin.
true. The only thing I'm going to say is, what the fuck does a man with a leaf in his forehead represent love at all? I'm
It's-
sure there might be
think-
something
I think-
in
No, it's
the
like a
bit-
gun the
I
bead
think
thing.
it's meant to be Adam.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's meant to be.
Absolutely.
a man
She's
grown
Eve.
out of the dirt.
Can we?
Exactly.
Oh
Dude.
my God. I
Anyway,
hope you guys are
anyway.
enjoying this, but we're so drunk at this point. But we're still talking about fucking the most metaphorical film we could have ever done.
Literally, that's to be able to enjoy this. We all need to.
Yeah, we
Be
need to
drunk,
be
yeah.
drunk to talk about this
No,
film.
not drunk. We all need to be coming up with these metaphors.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
close.
And
Anyway,
it
this
literally
film
makes
is made
sense.
for metaphors.
Anyway, let's keep
Exactly.
going. So there's the Dandelion scene. We'll ignore that. I didn't enjoy it as much.
Okay, so
But anyway,
let's
what
very
happens
quickly
next?
establish what happens. The naked man blows dandelions. We saw earlier in the opening scene, right after she sees her husband fall, we see some B-roll of some dandelions blowing in the wind.
B-roll was weird in this
And
film.
then afterwards, in this scene, he blows some dandelion fluff in her face. She goes into this weird montage where she starts seeing the Roy Kimper in different men forms, and she starts seeing her husband
right,
falling again, and she starts seeing this stone face carving.
The scream.
And meanwhile, she's walking back slowly from this man, the naked man, and he's not attacking her. He's walking slowly, and she still closes the door during her trance, and she locks it. And then we go back to this scene where the man puts his hand through the mail slot, and then she actually, in her trance, goes to gently touch his hand.
Yep.
She doesn't try to
She
attack
grabs
him.
it. No, she grabs it.
No,
she grabs it.
She grabs it. And then
She
stabs
grabs
it.
it. She,
No, she doesn't.
No. She does this.
No, she goes to touch it, and then he grabs her.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Oh, yeah.
So
That's what I mean
she
by
goes.
that, like that,
It's
yeah.
almost like this slow motion shot of his hand is through the mail slot, and she's reaching out to this guy.
Beautiful
which is,
cinematography, by the way, because it's shot from underneath.
Again, it's a metaphor for her husband. Like the amount of time she reached out to him, and he hurt her when she
That's
tried.
what I mean.
So she reaches out. She gives this guy a second chance, and he grabs her. He grabs her arm, and she starts twisting it, and this is where she snaps out of her trance. Like the dandelion, whatever the fuck that was, which I don't think it was well established in the first place. It was beautiful to watch, but it wasn't
that's
well
literally
established.
It probably was.
But I'm trying to get more in frame for this camera.
Get in, bro.
I keep it falling out
um,
as well.
He grabs her arm, and she snaps out of it, and she's got this knife since the kitchen scene, and she stabs that shit through his arm.
So it's here. It's here in the
Brilliant.
arm.
Brilliant. Number
And
one scene in the film.
What happens is there's this moment of quietness, and then all of a sudden, the dude with the arm in his forearm starts pulling it back.
And obviously, there's this mail slot that's really thin, so the knife can't fit through there. So it hits the door, and it starts slicing through his
It
arm.
really helps it, and you see the whole fucking
You
thing.
see it all.
Yeah.
It does
The camera-
not.
yes.
It is one continuous shot,
Yep,
and it
the
does
camera
not
never
end.
moves.
And
Brilliant.
it is a
So-
masterpiece in practical and CGI
yeah.
effect of
Oh, yeah.
gore. But there was not one person in that cinema that was not like everyone wanted
yeah.
to die.
I love that shit. Man.
I
ain't gonna
know,
lie.
but, like-
Yeah,
that's
that's the shit
that was
you
my
loved.
revenge
I
point.
actually,
because
I still liked it. As much as
what did you
what
drop?
did you do? Did you drop something?
Oh my god,
Just breaking
bro,
the
she is
set
off
over there.
her head.
Okay,
Yeah.
anyway,
I still
he
like.
gets all the way. He goes between the fingers, and then
But
it goes right through. Knife falls on the ground, and the hand continues out.
So essentially, his whole forearm from this point is split in half. It's two different parts.
Yeah.
But as much as this
It's like
was
a Squidward
uncomfortable,
thing.
I loved that the movie made me uncomfortable to a point where I wasn't like, this is forced body horror.
Right. The thing I absolutely love, and it's very later, but the love scene with him and her and the priest where he puts.
Oh fuck, dude! Can we?
Let's
haven't
get
got
to
up
that.
to that.
Let's
so
get
good.
to
We
that.
need to speed this up. Let's keep going.
So
Yeah, we're,
anyway, he cuts.
I just
his
want to
knife in
state
half.
An
we're
hour
talking
and
so much in
15.
detail, and this is literally the last half an hour to 20 minutes of the film.
Honestly, I reckon we've been talking for 15 minutes about the last half an hour. Like the last half an hour is this film.
It
Let's
is.
stop dwelling on
That's why it
Should be talking
overwhelms so
about
many
it.
people, because so much happens in it that it literally foreshadows the entire first 3/4 of this film.
Yeah, so we'll keep going with it. So yeah, there's the
Yeah.
knife scene. She gets freaked out. The hand's gone. The mail slot closes. She goes back to the kitchen, and the boy from the church is in the kitchen.
Boy.
He's just there.
now
Like
this-
he
this-
doesn't. There's no entry. He's already there.
Yeah,
when she
no,
walks
I
in.
absolutely I loved it. The lighting on the face was perfect, and obviously another deep fake with the young boy.
Looks so much better in this shot.
Yeah, however, there's one difference with this boy. His arm is split in half.
Yeah.
Which means that every single villain, every single part of the villain that we've
Every
seen so
single
far,
man.
every single man, actually, is the husband's arm cut at
No,
the end?
yes.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Is
I
it?
remember.
Oh, it was
And so is
I
his
actually
foot
can't remember
broken.
when I rewatched it.
Huh?
His ankle's
Oh,
also
yeah,
broken.
yeah, we'll get
That's
to that,
why
yeah.
he lays on the chair and goes on the couch.
Oh, well, we'll just say. Oh no, that comes up with the.
Yeah.
this bit.
Anyway.
Anyway,
yeah,
so,
we've got the boy
every
from
single
church
man, including the husband,
has
from
this
this
split
point
now.
on, has the arm split. in half.
Yeah. So whatever. Basically, I think hopefully it links for her as well. That whatever she does to one, it does to all of them. Whatever. The boy asks to play hide and seek. He just wants friends. They all want friends. Let's be honest. Men just want friends. Harper
be able
tells
to
him to
live, you
stay
need
back, or
friends.
she'll cut him. She has the knife still, a bloodied knife. She'll cut him again. He calls her bluff and keeps moving forward. She runs out the kitchen and closes the door on him. Now this is where dun dun dun. I can't read.
This is the point for me in which
Take
the
your time.
film, the tone changed so much that I disliked it.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I like it. Oh.
No,
you
right
like
at
the
this
vicar
point,
scene?
right when it goes, she
Yep.
can't. So there's this weird moment where he says, "Let's play hide and seek," and she's like, "No," and she's like, "No, I'll cut you, and he calls her bluff. He pushes towards her. She's got the knife at his chest, and she just lets him go.
Yeah.
And he even says, "That was a mistake. You should have killed
Yep.
me."
Which
And
that
then-
was good.
That was good.
I really like that.
She closes the door on him, and then she herself, Harper, starts counting down from 10. It's not the boy.
I
Harper
forget. I
starts
Yeah,
counting
but you know
down from 10.
why?
I
It was.
didn't
I
understand that.
thought it was so she could open the door and kill him.
No,
she
I
wanted
thought
to be
because he
there.
said let's play hide and seek. So she's
Yeah.
playing. She's
She's
playing
meant to
hide.
be.
Yeah.
But
the
she's not
hiding.
fucking hiding, dude. I'm like,
No,
Fuck
that was
yeah.
her. That was her. In it, like the way I thought it was like 10. Like it was. You know, like when say you're laying in bed, right? You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna get up. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna get.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what thing. That's why I was like, she was like a metaphor of her.
She was
playing hide and
preparing
seek,
herself to go.
preparing herself to go kill him.
I disagree because she's up against the door,
Yeah.
in a sense, trying to stop the door from being open.
but she's the seeker.
Maybe
No,
she
she's not.
finds it easier.
If
to
she's
hide her.
counting,
she
why?
was the seeker though. Yeah.
She's counting. She's the seeker. So he's
That's what
wrapped
I
up.
also thought was fucked up. If she's meant to be hiding, why the fuck is she counting?
We're reading this way too much.
Anyway, let's move forward.
Harper hides in her bedroom. The preacher from earlier enters the room.
wait, no, right as she finishes, she goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she gets to 10, and then the guy from the pub busts
Bursts open
through
the
the
front
door.
door.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
And she runs upstairs and she hides in the bedroom, and this is the one scene
Once
that I
again,
fucking
in the
hated.
trailer. In the
Yes,
trailer.
in the trailer.
The pub run.
Was it? Really?
Where she closes the door and locks it.
No, that was earlier.
No, the bedroom where the pub guy chases her upstairs.
Really?
That's in the second trailer.
I fucking
Hate
dude, the
trailers.
trailer really
Yeah.
fucked this film.
So yeah, goes
Oh,
upstairs,
yeah.
hides from him. She's in the bedroom,
And this scene was so
and this
bad.
is where the pedophile comes back.
It's old mate Vicar.
Has the biblical monologue that has no real. I loved it, but there's no real impact
Okay,
on that.
I
we're
absolutely
going in depth again.
despise. No, we're not going in depth. I absolutely despised it because I actually listened to what he was saying, and it was so.
we still got time. We don't have to rush through this. We still
yeah,
got
no,
time.
please rush. I mean, don't rush.
No, there's so much. There's so much to talk about in this last.
Yeah, but like he literally is saying nonsense in the fact to be created or to be undone. Like it's so meaningless bullshit.
It's just I think he
yeah.
starts just
Rambling.
actually like just literally saying word for word
Homie's
parables
horny, bro.
from the Bible.
Oh fuck.
And meanwhile while he's
No,
doing
it's not.
this,
That's the weird thing.
it's biblical.
It's just biblical nonsense.
But while he's saying all this bullshit, he's pushing her against
Yeah. And
Again,
for some
the
reason,
ensuite bathroom, he puts his split hand,
vanity.
so her neck
around-
is between her two fingers.
It's the vanity.
Can I
Why are we
also just-
explaining it?
I love this how all three of you were doing it then. So basically,
Wait, all three of you? You mean you as well?
no, I was
you
laughing at you
weren't.
guys. man.
He's
can
like,
I just say,
why are we dwelling
again,
on this?
another demonstration of the main character just being kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
She's kind of,
She accepted it.
yeah.
She didn't fight back at the first,
Oh,
but again,
yeah.
that's
Again, that's a metaphor in the sense of like the vicar demonstrates this sexual,
But
like.
also the vicar-
ooh, but like,
as you find out later, all of them are her husband, and so you kind of get the sense that her husband maybe made advances on her when she wasn't feeling it and she wasn't into it, and she just let it happen.
yeah.
No, the Leaf guys, love an apology. That's why I think that's why she was like, oh, hang on, maybe I trust him. Oh wait, no, he's naked. Like then Rakoff sort of thing. I think that the only reason she accepted this whole preacher thing was because of who he was. He's given this monologue. She's like, oh, he wouldn't do anything bad. And then does he start to lift up?
No, she was genuinely like into
so
that
weird.
shit.
She
That's what I
wasn't-
mean.
she
Yeah,
wasn't-
she trusts him.
She
That's what I
wasn't
mean.
into
What do you
it.
mean trust?
You could see that she was uncomfortable. Like she wasn't into it, but she let it happen.
Yeah.
There was
Okay,
really
that's probably
no-
the
there
best
was
way
no-
to describe it. Yeah, in the
I
sense
think
of
you don't
letting
wanna
it happen.
Yeah, you don't want to call what she. It was not consent.
No, absolutely
clearly not
far
consent.
from it.
Do you think it might have gotten to the point where, because I don't know the mindsets of the writers, and I'm not trying to diss them, but watching this film, it's up and down, up and down. She becomes strong, and then she becomes weak. She becomes strong, and then like I guess I can feel like that as well, like with mood swings. But like she was so like she's holding the knife. She has a knife,
Naive.
and he grabs her neck, and she just lets him push her into the vanity.
Does she hold it up against him?
No,
Probably,
so
yeah.
she has it like all the way back here,
doesn't-
and then in that final moment,
Oh, that's when she stabs him.
so
Yeah.
she puts he puts her on the vanity. There's this whole like, oh, well, they
Come
having
here, let me
sex.
tickle
What's
ya.
going
Yeah.
on? And the hands around her, and then he just all of a sudden goes, oh, and it's like, what? And then he,
I think I whispered to someone
I
like,
blocked
dude,
out
just
half
have a
that
fun
scene.
time.
It was so gross, dude.
moaning in his
Dude.
girl's ear. Anyway.
Yeah.
This preacher was so gross to me at this point. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I
fuck,
wanted
they're
out of
weird.
that cinema. And then the camera kind of pans out and you realize, oh, she's stabbed him with the knife. And then what happens after that?
She escapes the grip and she runs out of the house and she gets in the car and
Yeah.
she drives off.
And it's almost
then-
like he's dead.
yeah, and
is
it's
my
like,
favourite, yeah.
It's like it's over, and then
Yeah.
fucking Jeffrey's on the road and she fucking
Yeah.
plows through the.
Like a deer in headlights just stands there.
Jeffrey wants the fucking rent pay, so he's sitting on the road like
He wants that insurance money.
And
Like,
then Jeffrey gets absolutely bowled over like a kangaroo over the roof. And do you know what she does?
At this point, we were like, "Fuck this Harper chick."
Dude, this was everyone was agreeing she's like that dumb blonde chick from like a slasher film, right? And do you know what she does?
Out of the car. She gets out of the car and checks on Jeffrey.
No, she doesn't get it. No, she opens the door.
No, Jeffrey gets up.
She looks in the
Jeffrey
mirror.
gets up.
Yeah, she looks in the mirror and then she like lets him in.
Yeah, no, because I can understand in the sense of like she would be thinking, is any of this real? And Jeffrey is like,
Hannah, can you explain your thought process when you just broke out laughing there?
I wasn't even thinking about the film. I was just watching Ben.
claw machine.
Alcohol, like, you just
I
put $2 in.
I hope this is watchable.
Anyway.
As long as we're having fun, that's all that matters.
Hey,
Pardon?
Anyway, Jeffrey opens the door and he goes, What does he call her? Mrs.
I can't remember what he says. But
last
he
name.
just drags her out of it.
Fucking
Mrs.
GTA fucking rips her out and then gets in the car and drives off.
It's so weird, bro.
And everyone in the audience knows what is happening. But the main character decides in this moment she's gonna go stargazing.
Oh my God,
Spaces out. Like, she's just decided, I'm going to take some mushrooms. Like, just has decided, I'm going to look at this
and
stuff.
It doesn't establish whether she's still in the trance from the dandelions.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden...
I love you can see when Ben has a realization because his mouth just fucking pops open.
Anyway, and then you see the headlights.
I want to hear Ben's
No, wait. My fucking favourite moment. And it was your favourite moment too.
Yeah.
Because Jeffrey's in the front seat... screaming his lungs out as he's riding towards the main character.
Dude chucked in fourth, bro.
Yeah, and we're both doing this in the audience. I can chuck it in the fifth. And we're like, get out. We want
Jeffrey to win.
We wanted Jeffrey to win.
So Jeffrey just
Harper.
randomly out of nowhere becomes the villain and tries to run Harper over.
And we wanted him to win. Anyway,
And-
what is this metaphor?
I'm just trying to think of some metaphors for the stars, but I honestly think that
Stars.
yeah, like her getting controlled.
Space Odyssey. Just fucking...
Her getting controlled by a man was like a connection to Eve
When was she being controlled by the men though?
when she gets pulled out of the car.
She's-
It's kind of like an awakening.
Again, I want to talk about that later.
No,
Do you
well,
reckon?
yeah,
do you reckon
yeah.
her looking into the stars, her calling into question God?
Oh, mate. Yeah, because I mean,
So
look,
she's up
you,
there.
the human version of God just like tried to tickle her. And she's
No,
got
like God's
Yeah.
what's it called? God's chosen people have tried to take advantage of her.
yes.
I feel like we are reading in too far into this.
Absolutely.
No, we're not. She's looking up to God
I know.
because she is Eve. Every guy looks the same because every guy to Eve looked the same because she died first in the Bible. So every guy looked the same, which was Adam, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So she's asking to God, why are men like this? Why have you put me on earth with these blokes? Okay, we're reading this too much. Anyway, let's keep going.
What the fuck is he on about?
Anyway, I think the stars could possibly be, again, if you're looking at this from a biblical context, so much to get from it. I think this was definitely written to look at biblically because the amount of references to God and biblical shit, but again, at this point, the film has completely changed its tone.
Oh yeah, it's a train wreck at this point. And then, okay, so she starts running. Jeffrey starts doing fucking
he's
roundabout. She's doing some drifties.
He's fucking going. He's going. What's it called? Fast and
Vu.
Furious.
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift.
He's doing
I
some
nearly said
doughies.
Toyoki, dude. I'm that drunk, dude.
He was fucking yelling as well.
He's done some drifts in the front yard, and then she gets through the hedge, and he
Crashes
just
it.
slams the car into the
Great
front.
practical effects.
Bricking,
Great
and
one
then
shot, yep.
she's standing back again at the door, and I'm like, okay,
The car door
this
or
is
the house
another.
door?
No, so she's in
She's
where
in the courtyard with the tree. She's
yeah,
by
yes,
the tree.
correct.
and she's got this opportunity to once again lock the door and
She's
try
not
and
in the
protect
door
her.
yet. She's in the courtyard. She
she's
stays in the courtyard.
And all of a sudden, in this ghostly kind of manner between fog and smoke, here comes the leaf dude.
But
And
Smoke
it's the
because of
naked
the
dude
car
from
already,
earlier,
yeah.
and now he's full leaf man.
He is
is-
full leaf,
it is-
and his leaves reflect the face on the podium.
Yep.
It's the exact same face from the stone, like the stone carving in the church
Yep.
is on this guy. He's fully green. There's leaves and sticks sticking
it.
out of his face.
Love
Very graphic looking.
Okay, who wants to talk about what happens
Go
for
on,
the
go
next
on.
Ben can
7
talk about it
minutes?
'cause
Yeah,
he
I'm
wants
kind
to.
of like dead right now. So.
Yeah, how do you even talk about what happens?
So
next?
this is why we preface by saying don't take a 15-year-old to this film because in obviously the radiator smoking from Jeffrey crashing the car out the front of her joint. So she's standing
He's
on
not a
the
good
apple
driver,
tree.
Jeffrey.
Nah, he didn't get his piece.
No, he barely got his L's, mate.
have we figured out where this place is set?
It's
America?
Britain.
London.
It's Britain.
It's the UK.
It's England.
It's country.
Yeah.
Well, I never.
She's
figured
It ain't
that out,
Texas.
so-
She's an English accent.
Her unit was from London. Like,
Yeah.
she used to live
It's
in
very
London.
clearly a UK rural area with like
yeah.
the moss
Yeah.
roof and like it's
Yeah.
classic
And British
UK.
number
Yeah,
plates.
yeah, that makes sense
Anyway.
now. But anyway, keep it going.
So,
So the
Crewman.
so the Jeffrey crashes into the fence.
Just
the
a
radiator
wall.
smokes smoke. Yeah, just a wall.
Like a brick fence.
It was a weird little podium. Anyway,
it was probably the mailbox. Like
think it
this
was the
old
mailbox.
brick
the
mailbox. and he just-
mailbox.
Dude,
anyway.
the car is such a piece of shit. Like, the car is so shit. It does
It's like
nothing.
a little
The
Rio.
radiator
Like a
is
little-
in the front seat.
As long as it gets you A to B, because that's what my fucking car is. My car is literally hers, but hers is blue, mine's red.
That's
It's like a
Talk
little,
your shit.
it's like a little Ford Focus. All right, it's a little Ford Focus. Anyway, smoking up, the light's still on, hasn't turned the engine off. Anyway, Tree Man appears. Now,
Hello.
Tree Man starts walking towards him. However, Tree Man takes a step with his right foot and cracks his ankle.
fucking
Now this is
weird.
That was awesome.
yeah, it
That
was
cool.
great. It was great. Now, the reason that this is big is because whatever happens in the next few scenes happens to James when he falls to his death in the first scene. So he, when Harper goes down and finds her husband's body, she sees his ankles broken and the arms split in half. So the split arms already happened. Now this tree man's taken a step towards her and cracked his ankle. Now he falls to his knees.
Broke it, pretty much.
Broke it,
Not
Yeah,
cracked.
it is on a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, and so he can't
Can't
walk
walk.
anymore, so he has to crawl.
He
So
vertical
starts to
that
crawl, and,
yeah,
and
he
you
literally
hear him.
walks with his ankle.
He starts to kind of like tense a little bit.
And
We
you
can't-
see his stomach swelling.
his stomach starts to get a bit bigger. Now he might have eaten a few Doritos.
Yeah.
He might have had
A
a
big
few.
fan.
He
beers.
had that spicy salsa.
He might
Like,
have-
he's
he
not
was-
having a good
I
time.
think we all saw what was happening before it happened, and it
Yeah.
was so horrific to
Yep.
be like, please don't show it. Please
Should I
don't
Yeah.
show it.
quickly go like just rip
Just
the band-aid
go for
off?
it. Go for
All
it.
right. So a vagina
We just
opens.
let Ben talk now.
So okay, so we have a close up of this man is now growing his stomach, and then a vagina appears. This is still the tree man. He then starts to give birth. He's laying down on his back, giving birth, and out pops
Quick side note.
himself.
His dick and asshole are below the vagina. Like, his dick is
Yeah.
above the vagina, his asshole is below the vagina.
Yep.
It's very graphic.
Very graphic.
If you were curious on the medical situation on this, that's what's
They've
happening
just
here. Yeah.
they've got a PNG vagina and they've just split it in the middle, dude, and it's
Yep.
very graphic.
So he gives birth to the boy. The boy, obviously, get him out of the way, get the CGI out of the way.
It was the boy.
The boy then
From the kitchen.
falls pregnant.
Yeah, the boy grows. Like
He
yeah.
he continues to
I feel
grow.
like they should have ended with the boy because it was so weird to watch this little kid
Give birth.
pregnant
Oh,
and then
yeah.
give birth. He
So
gives
we've got.
birth
I'd say
again.
he's roughly 14.
No.
I want to say 13, 14.
Which again is so messed up.
It's
and then
so-
he
Mate,
then-
how is this movie fucking MA? dude?
Yeah, he then is in insane pain. Stomach grows. He then gives birth to the pastor, the pervert. And then guess what? Pastor's pregnant. Gives birth to the guy from the pub who was chasing her in the door.
And it keeps going. It keeps going.
And it keeps going.
And it actually gets to the point where they're not giving birth from like the right spot anymore.
Yep.
This guy gives birth through his back.
Yeah.
You see his spinal cord.
Where are you
Where
going?
you going?
Hannah's fucking leaving. Continue.
You want to tell us where you are?
Important shit. Hello. Bye.
Portrait. Anyway, we're gonna keep going. Yeah.
Are
So
we gonna keep going? We can pause.
Please go.
I want to go.
You can cut to it.
Let's pause. Let's
Yeah,
pause.
I need to go to the toilet as well.
We'll be back in one
This is
moment.
pausing.
All right, welcome back.
Hello.
We're about where we
Intermission
up
is
to.
over. We're about to wrap in 5 minutes.
So we're going through 2 births, have we?
So we've gone through. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Oh
now
my
we're on
God,
to
dude, we're still in the birth
pub
shit.
guy. We'll just get it over and done with. Pub guy then gives birth to Jeffrey. Wait, no, that's supposed to be no.
No, pub guy. I did pub guy, etc. They basically he gives birth. They go through every single character in this fucking film.
Yeah, they
including,
do.
including through the back and through the mouth as well.
Oh
The
yeah.
mouth is the last one.
Yeah,
So
and then that ends up
basically,
being.
I think it's one of the pub guy. I think it's the pub bartender.
Yep.
Gives birth to. We see some
Feet.
African American feet.
Yeah, it's just feet coming out of his mouth, and,
And
then
you-
it cuts to Harper.
At Custer Harper, she's kind of
I'm not
accepted.
gonna lie. I didn't watch that bit.
I loved it.
At this point, I was fully lost to the
Yeah.
film.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I can
keep going.
appreciate it more in hindsight,
Mm.
but it was still it's so hard to watch, and the tonal change is so jarring.
Yep.
But
Anyway,
basically, these feet pop out of this bartender's mouth, and you can see, and you're like, oh, it's probably the husband from the start. Harper's sitting on the couch, and the husband walks in. He's still got a split arm, and his ankle's broken. It's the way he died, and he sits on the couch, and Harper goes up to him, and she's basically begging him now. So at the start, she's begging him, "You can't do this to me. You can't do this," and he actually says, "Why are you begging me? I'm begging you. Don't leave me." But at this point, she's begging him again, and he doesn't deny the fact that she's begging.
Yeah.
He accepts that, and she goes, what do you want from me? What do you need from me?
Yeah.
And he goes,
your love.
your love.
And that is where the title sequence appears, which we kind of felt like it was a bit on edge. Not on edge.
Your credit sequence.
The credit sequence. The
Sorry,
credit sequence begins.
But it's not fully, because it kind of does that, and then it goes a little bit. I can't remember.
The song starts playing again.
The song. I don't think credits actually start playing.
No, yeah,
Then
you're right.
the friend Riley, who you've completely forgotten about at this point.
It does say written and directed by.
Does it?
Yeah, it goes.
Yeah.
It says written and directed by, and then it cuts back to the car approaching the driveway.
So at this point, you've completely forgotten Riley as a character, because she's not well written or that impactful on the story.
No.
And then Riley arrives, and you see all the blood at the front doorstep. You see all the carnage from the night before. You see the car.
And then it turns out Riley's pregnant. So
Riley's pregnant.
Yeah, the friend was
The
pregnant.
friend's
yeah.
But that really doesn't mean
I feel like it doesn't mean anything,
Yeah,
because
and-
you
and-
walk in there, there's blood on the doorstep. She gets to the back courtyard. Harper's sitting there. Harper gives her like a smile, and then the film ends, and you're like, "What the fuck did I just watch?"
Unless it's like symbolizing that she was scared of Harper was scared of.
But the fact that I feel like
Getting
now
pregnant.
we've done a full circle
Yeah,
where I'm
that's a
like,
good point.
the fact that to enjoy this film, I have to theorize every aspect of the last half an hour.
Which is a good way.
Yeah,
to make
you
if
want to
the
challenge
entire
the
movie was
audience,
fit-
but you need to do it in a smart way. And this
Again,
is not smart.
The problem is the tone of this film.
Mm.
Like the tone of the first half compared to the second half. I cannot. You guys have to watch this film to fully understand, but I cannot emphasize.
You need to
how
witness our
crazy
pain.
The tonal change was. It
Yep.
was like. It was
Yeah.
a full
Oh,
180.
oh really? Hiccups
I'm
over
trying
here.
so hard. I
Hiccups
muted
McGee.
myself.
Oh wait, does anyone here know Hiccups McGee? Is that a joke we
Hiccups
all know?
McGee, dude.
Damn. Okay.
But,
Any
Alright,
and that's
current
where the
I won't
film
be here
ends, and
next
we're done
time.
with
Sorry,
the film.
bye.
And this
Hiccups
completely
McGee.
complicated and convoluted film is finally
Yes.
over, and you walk out of it going, "What the fuck did I watch?"
I have never walked out of a cinema and heard so many people say, "What the hell did I just watch?"
And I feel like that's not the way. Like, I get it's A24, it's meant to be like that kind of like.
It is
metaphorical
meant to be
film,
art house. It is meant to be challenge the
but it's
audience, but
too
it's
much.
not.
It's too much and too soon. If the whole film was metaphorical,
Yeah.
like purely
Well,
metaphorical,
I think it is.
but
No.
the whole film is metaphorical. But I don't think it focuses only on metaphors until
Yeah.
the last 15 minutes of this film.
I feel like you.
Well, no, it connects.
Now, Hannah, what were you saying?
No, you go back.
No,
I was saying,
Hannah,
it connects
you go.
back. The ending connects back to the start. That's what I mean. Like the body.
I do
him
get
reaching
that.
out to her. Anyway.
Mm.
No, sorry for cutting in, but.
You didn't. But anyway. You did.
Okay, so I understand that this is a very entirely metaphorical film, but I don't know where I was going with this, but I'm very
You're
distracted
off your
because
top
no,
right
it's
now.
because of my headache and my hiccups. I'm trying to control them, so I can't concentrate. I can't concentrate on words.
We
You got
believe
this.
in
You got this. Steve.
You got this. We know you love this film. Get into it.
I actually forgot what I was going to say, so people
Okay.
like, thank you.
Well, that was a great
Aw.
point by Hannah there.
Thank you, Hannah.
Well, I honestly do think that the metaphor of the pregnancy is that the reason she was backing away is that Harper was scared of pregnancy, and it's ironic that it's just irony that her friend was pregnant. I think it comes down to being ironic that she was so scared of it at the end.
But I think there's another element to that a pregnancy is a full attachment to someone. Once you're pregnant with someone else's child, you're attached to them.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
no, and I think again we
You
read about this
created
afterwards. We read it
something with them.
afterwards.
Yeah.
The man, how pathetic fucking James was to her. Like, I'll kill myself if you leave me.
Yeah.
He's a fucking baby
Yeah.
asking for like mummy to take care of him and hold him.
Okay.
That's what he is.
James is
He's a
interested in some
he's a baby
questionable shit.
looking for a mother figure, and that's what all the men in this film want. Is they want a mother figure. The problem is with this film, it is too metaphorical in the way it tries to enact this theory. in the last half an hour.
Okay, so I think we'll wrap it up. Like, there's a lot to unpack with this film, and I think we want to. Jesus Christ.
Before we wrap it up, obviously we're all pretty intoxicated at this point, but Andrew actually did have his own rewrite of the end of this movie.
Oh, man.
Nah, I actually really like that. It took you a few years to get to it, but
I've got to say, what I was going to say is, first of all, Alex Garland
did a good job.
We in no way in this little segment are trying to rewrite your film to be better. It's just to be different.
Fans of your work, just interpreting.
To be honest,
the fact that you had such a brilliant baseline
concept
that I was able to fuck around with it and have fun with it demonstrates there's a lot here.
Yeah, what are you gonna say?
I actually think we should edit this to be a separate part of
to be
the podcast.
honest. Anyway, keep going.
Anyway, I want to say this reinterpretation by Andrew feels more like it's following the tone of the first half of the film, and that's almost why it's better in my mind. Again, I'm drunk talking about this. But it makes more sense to me when you interpret it the way that the first half of the movie kind of felt. In saying that, obviously we don't want to pretend we're anywhere near as good as Alex Garland.
I came up with this at 4 a.m. in the morning. Like, this is the dumbest script you could imagine.
Just a dumb reinterpretation, and I hope you guys take it as a dumb reinterpretation and not anything offensive.
We're having fun with this.
Yeah.
But, man, I hope you guys had as much fun with this as us.
Saying that, we need to give our review.
Okay.
So we're going to review out of 10 stars. 10 stars.
10 stars.
Out of 10.
I think we should start with
Hannah can go first. Yep.
I think before having this review, it was definitely probably a 4 out of 10. I enjoyed the first 3/4.
Yep.
Okay, it's at a rule now. Everyone drinks if it's below 5.
No, we just
witnessed you
absolutely fucking blasted.
I'm hiccuping. That's
Yeah.
I'm focusing on
You're good,
so
keep
much
going.
for not hiccuping
No, you're
in
good.
the microphone.
You're doing really
You're
good.
doing good.
You're doing really well.
I had a hiccup, but thank you.
That's right.
But after having this review, I understand a bit more of it, and I think it would probably be 6.5 or 7 out of 10. But
6.5 to a 7
great.
out of 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not amazing, but not bad.
Yeah. If I wasn't a film student, I probably would have fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Anyway, keep it on.
Again, as film students and filmmakers, we all, I think, interpret this different.
I'm going to be controversial. I'm going to be really controversial. I usually am.
This guy has had a lot of epiphanies tonight. Let's see.
I have. No, but like researching so deep in this film, and I think it's a film that I like I know we hate it. It's like, oh, but you have to interpret it differently. I like a film that does that, where you can read into it and you can see what other people think about it. I'm just straight up. I'm giving it an 8. Really? I'm not gonna lie. I'm giving it an 8. I said earlier in the week it was like because I said I enjoyed the first half. I did watch it through my fingers and reading a beer bottle. So automatically I enjoyed that first half. 5 stars automatically. That's the way I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Did I enjoy that second half as much? No, I didn't. But I enjoyed enough to give an extra 3 out of 5 for the second half. So I'll be saying 8 out of 10 for that, honestly. So yeah,
An 8 out of 10.
8.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess I'm in the situation of this film frustrated me enough to come up with a random own story of like interpretation of this film.
I think we might try and keep this as an extra segment to all the podcasts where we try and come up with like an extra variation, even if it's a good one.
Yeah.
But keep going, Andrew.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
You're writing.
it really frustrated me because I could see so much that could be fun with it and everything like that. And again, what I made was not perfect and I hate it. But at the end of the day, I think when, as you have witnessed, 4 people that are all invested in film and love film come away so confused and frustrated after watching a film, I've just got to give it a 6 at best. Yeah.
Damn. Rip the band off, Jacob. What do you got?
Come on. Where's that 3?
To finish us off, I'm not going to give it a 3. I think overall, in terms of filmmaking, if we're looking visually, it's appealing the entire way through.
Shit,
It doesn't let up, except for the montage at the start, the car fucking driving scene. Other than that, the entire film feels well made and very visually appealing. In terms of the plot, it's the tonal change that really lets it down for me.
It's the plot that's the only thing that fucks it.
It's the tonal change. It's not even the plot. It's the way the tone completely changes.
Yep.
And so I'm gonna kind of meet you guys halfway, and I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you were 7.5 or 7?
7?
7?
Yeah.
7,
8.
6.
6.5.
Wow.
There you
And
go.
so
It's
we'll
pretty
show our
medium.
average
Yeah,
on
it's
screen
pretty-
when we're not drunk.
All
Between
around
a
the
6 to
place.
8. Between a 6 to 8. That's pretty good.
But,
So overall, roughly about a 6.5,
Yeah.
7.
Well, I
Yeah.
hope you guys kind of got something away from our drunken rambles.
Yeah, I'm sure there was something in there.
I know we all had a blast recording this, and I hope you guys enjoy it. We're aiming to try and put out a podcast maybe once a month for the moment. Hopefully, we'll increase that later on if this starts gaining a little bit of traction or something. But for now, once a month is going to be awesome for us, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And I really do recommend you watch this film if you have the stomach for it.
The guts. If you have the balls for it. Don't, as I said,
You
don't
got
take
the stones for this film.
don't take your 15-year-old son to it or daughter.
But if
can't
you
wait to
can
hear
watch
some
this film and
parents.
you feel like you're going to be able to, I really recommend it, and come up with your own opinions for it, because again,
Yeah.
I feel like watching it after looking at things theoretically, the only thing that ruined this film for me is the way that the tone changed and the way I thought about it going in.
Yep.
Again, I'm sure this will be a reoccurring theme on the podcast. The trailer fucking
Marketing
ruined it.
can be the worst enemy of a
Yeah.
film.
Yeah, honestly, I think we've read enough, to be honest. But yeah, any feedback, any support, we obviously appreciate to those who watch. And yeah, we'll try this enough times to make it good. We're off our chops right now, but hey, look, Burning Filmhouse production. Cheers to that, and obviously
to our livers.
there's Instagram if you want to go follow that. There's probably a website by the time this goes up. There's gonna be a
And-
shit ton of things available.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have a separate Instagram for the Film Burnouts, which will be our podcast.
Yep.
So hopefully that'll be out by the time this comes out as well.
Yep.
If not, in the future sometime. But I think we can all say cheerio, and thank you for watching.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.